plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
95 northbound on the exit ramp to North Lake Boulevard. You have a crash, and it is blocking the right turn lane there. Elsewhere, looking better. 95 northbound on the exit ramp to eastbound PGA Boulevard. A crash earlier was causing issues. Southbound 95 at Lantana Road. Crash still on the left shoulder getting worked on. And Jog Road and Monica Boulevard in Delray Beach, west of Delray, you have a crash slowing you down. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories, the show where America is the star and the American people. This week, we'll have the story of a pilot's near-death experience in training. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword bank at realradio921.com. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Do you know what day it is?
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
Where's your costume? It's Halloween.
This is my best Halloween costume.
Best Halloween costume ever.
Seriously, are these Halloween costumes?
It's Halloween and we need the candy.
Ah, Halloween candy.
The whole point of Halloween. Free candy?
Give me your Halloween candy.
Happy Halloween.
Showtime.
Telling me happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse. The Penthouse. Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor, got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Now, happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day so far and you have a good trick in your life, and then maybe you get a treat. It is The Penthouse. We got a big trick for you guys today. You get a chance to win tickets to Creed at 11:45. Woo! Texas Rangers, they love Creed, and they're still winning, which is awesome. Also a chance to win $1,000 13 times a day. We had a winner yesterday on Real Radio. Yes, we did. Somebody won $1,000 on Real Radio. It can happen. You just got to get involved and get that keyword. Jimmy, good morning and happy Halloween.
Hello and boo.
Boo.
Good morning.
Boo.
Greek, Francis.
Hi.
How we doing today, kids?
Good.
Go on our cameras today. Go to Real Radio, and you can see Francis, who looks absolutely so nice and Halloween-y. Hi.
Halloween, yes. I think I am the only one in this building who dressed up for Halloween.
I did.
I know. Greek's like, I wore a hat. I'm like, that's Greek. So you're dressing up as yourself.
Really?
Yes. You wear a hat for video, so yes.
What better costume?
I know. He's like, really?
I don't think so. Jimmy, I want to say, just started the gate. We missed you yesterday.
Thank you.
I don't know if you heard.
I guess
we went through a couple producers yesterday.
Oh, wow.
We had some guy, we just like walking by. We said, "Hey, can you help us?"
The homeless dude? Did he wheel himself in here?
No.
We should have asked him
Around
at
the
one
board?
point, but yeah, it's like 10:05, and I'm like, so I think we should talk to our boss and tell him that we don't have anybody. And Greek's like, let's wait a little bit longer, and I'm like, I don't know if we should.
I didn't want to get her in trouble.
yeah. So like 10:06, he goes in there. He's like, I was like, yeah. So that was fun. It was good time.
So for people who can't go to the webcam right now or Real Radio website,
Yes.
what are you today, Francis?
I'm a skeleton, like a Day of the Dead. I have a skeleton dress on.
Okay.
Wow. That's a dress?
What's with the
I thought it was pants.
the nose?
Oh, wow.
It's a dress. So this is like.
Oh,
the
I'm sorry. I didn't see the rest of it.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So I got the skeleton kind of Day of the Dead makeup.
Okay,
Just a little bit. I didn't go crazy because it's morning time and it was a lot for me to even try to put together.
Well, you did a great job.
Well, thank you.
You're the only person
I
I
even
know.
did like if you look, I did a little shadowing like around like it took some time.
You're probably the only person I know, and there's one guy in Miami who can make that dress look good. It's unbelievable.
All right.
Well, he's worth it too.
So there's been times over the years where Jimmy would say about me, Greek doesn't care. So this goes out to Gabe, my friend, Gabe. All right, Gabe, I know you're listening. Yesterday, he was telling me he was going on a romantic afternoon with him and his wife. They're going to go walking, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I said to him, "What's your wife's name?" And he said her name is Bella. And I was like, "Oh, that's odd name." And then,
Is it?
I don't know if do you know a lot of people named Bella?
I know a couple Bellas.
Okay, I don't. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody named Bella.
But
I just-
odd is a weird word to use.
Okay, so
like
maybe,
unique, maybe, or
Okay, yeah, that's nicer. Maybe.
All right, yeah,
I
that is
didn't mean to
nicer.
offend them.
What a weird name.
He doesn't care.
I know. This is, I guess, the point of the story, right?
No,
That
no,
he
no.
doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're getting-
well,
Oh,
we're
okay.
getting,
We didn't get to the point.
That's a
All
good
right. Oh wait, there's more.
precursor.
The
to
point
it,
where he
yeah.
really doesn't care.
Yeah. It gets worse. Or better. Depends on how you want to look at
I
it.
don't know.
So anyway, he started getting into the whole family tree, and her name is really Isabella.
Okay.
And everybody calls her Bella.
All right.
And he talked about her family and the father
Okay.
and where they came from in Italy. I mean, he was going on and on.
Yeah.
And at some point, I was like, bro,
Who?
I just don't care.
You're so terrible. Oh my god.
I don't need the whole family tree. I was just faking it and saying like, "Hey, that's a nice name," and then it just went on and on and on, and like.
So,
10
note
minutes.
to self:
God.
never feign interest, because if you do, people are going to actually think you care, and then they're going to talk to you about things.
Oh, I think they pretty well know at this point. He doesn't.
Obviously not. If this guy was going down the family tree with him, he was like, "Oh wow, he really has interest in my family and my wife."
I learned two things yesterday and one thing today. I went to my bank today at ATM, and I had to go in. Then I had to go in the bank for a minute. And I said to the girl, it just popped in my head. What do you think it is? I said, it would be a nice thing. And I know this girl, she's very nice. She's like a VP over there. I said, it would be nice once a year. I said, just your average, what you take out of your ATM, the bank should give you free. Just once a year. So if you take out $20 once a year, they should give you $20. If you take out $3,000, say that's your average, they should give you $3,000. And she looked
For some people.
Yeah, I was like, I never go to the ATM, so I'm getting nothing.
She goes, you want me to tell my boss this is your plan? I said, I think it would help business.
Yeah,
I said,
go
you can
for it.
advertise.
It would help
do
business. I think they're just fine.
I'm just trying to help them.
Where else
Everybody
have people
always
put
needs
their
more.
money? I know.
Coke advertises. They're the biggest. Budweiser. I just said.
I know, but it's different. It's not like, I mean, people bank. They just do. And I know they have tons of options to where they bank at.
I would change a bank if somebody said that to me tomorrow. If somebody said, come to this bank, whatever bank it would be, and one day a year.
I think a lot of people would.
So
I think everybody
business,
would. But
right? Jimmy Wright wouldn't help business then?
I just don't think it's ever going to happen.
Okay.
That's the thing.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
She said to me, she goes,
My average withdrawal is $40,000.
Yeah, right.
well, that's going to be your average. If it is, I mean, then you're a good customer and you have the money. I mean, whatever. If it's $20, $20. I said, you got to think about it. I said, maybe you should bring it up in your next meeting. Should I tell him a customer said? I said, of course. I said, but if it does happen, I want credit for it. But
By the way, here's an 8x10. You can put it up on the wall as you're giving a presentation.
I said to her, I said, I'll do billboards. You can advertise at the
anything
station.
you want. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'd be for a fee, of course.
Of course. Duh. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. It just popped in my head. I was going to the ATM. I said, it'd be nice if once a year.
So how did your buddy take it that you didn't care about his wife?
Yeah, I mean, we went from one story to the other, and we didn't even have a conclusion.
That's
Well,
normal.
no, he was
I know.
He was fine. He was just like, he goes, I don't know. He goes, I really thought you were, really wanted to know what her name was and everything like that.
Did you really say, like, I don't care? Like, you're talking too much right now?
Of course, yeah.
Did you say that?
I just said, bro, I don't need the whole family tree. I was just asking your name. He's a good friend.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Sounds like it.
like that matters. Like, I don't want a whole family tree. Come on, dude. I was faking it. If I was a woman, I would never pay my rent. Oh, my God. The Bella, the tree, Capri.
Oh, my God. Who the hell cares?
You just need to carry that around with you. Just have that on your phone.
So, Franny, how was your
pretty
day?
well established.
I think so.
Good.
A lot of people don't know, though. I mean, like our bosses, I don't think they figure it out sometimes. But
Sure they know.
Well, they listen. They know.
They know.
you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I pretty much faked it pretty good. It is the Penthouse. We're giving away Creed tickets today. Oh, my God. 11:45 Creed tickets today. So you're going to have an opportunity to win those. And like I said, yesterday we had a $1,000 winner. It does happen.
Nice.
You could be the next one. I mean, who doesn't want $1,000? So make sure you listen to the keyword and then make it happen. And we will be excited. And our bosses were happy. We always say it.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, oh, yeah, we had a $1,000 winner. 2 or 3 of our bosses were excited about it. I don't know why, but they always are happy when we give away money. But they are always happy about it. So you guys can definitely have an opportunity to make it happen for yourselves. So today is Halloween. Do you feel any different? Jimmy, do you feel any different? Well, Franny, I know you do because you have your costume.
I look different, yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
Do you feel any different?
No. It's the last thing on my mind is Halloween right now, with the exception of we might actually get some kids trick or treating tonight.
that's nice.
So that's about the only thought of Halloween that I have, and and of course a little bit with show prep and seeing some things. I got some last minute Halloween costume ideas if you need. So,
oh, cool.
A couple things like that. But outside of that, no, Halloween's. It might once we're established next year, it'll mean more. We got new place we can put more lights and everything and get into it this year. It was ill-timed as far as our moves.
Well, you got a lot on your plate.
Yeah,
You
it
do.
made it a little difficult. So, so we're looking forward to that tonight.
So, Franny, I know you're ready with your candy and excited.
Well, actually, no, we're not. We need to get more candy, so we're not 100% ready with that. So yeah, that's something that needs to be done. Hopefully, my husband's getting that done today. But yeah,
If he's
I mean,
listening.
we talked about it last night. But we're basically we're ready. We're getting our buddy Timmy, who allowed us to borrow some of his stuff last year for the actual Halloween itself for the trick or treaters, the stuff that jumped out at you when you went to go get candy and stuff. He texted us last night. He was like, "You guys want it again this year?" We're like, "Yes, please."
Yeah, we want it.
Scaring children is our favorites.
Oh, wow. Poor kids.
So it's not going to be as spooky because we were looking. Matt posted one of those like the memories from Facebook, from last year, and I was so sad. I was like, man, our house looks so good. We had spider webs everywhere. We had the fog machine. It was super spooky. We had the music playing. The lights were flashing.
Oh, that's cool.
And so this year it was kind of wah. So it's not going to be as scary for the kids.
How about for Christmas you put up?
It's not. It's not. They're not really Christmas decorations now.
All right.
Yeah,
Why not?
But we're
Skeletons at Christmas.
Yeah. But
I saw a reindeer
we're
I really
ready.
loved at Home Depot last week. It was really cool. And they
Well,
had
what is
moved
the
them.
Nightmare Before Christmas, right? That's a Halloween Christmas thing.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, Christmas decorations have been out since August.
Oh, I know.
At the box stores, you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, once that.
But they are full bore now.
After today, I guarantee this weekend or even tomorrow, people are going to start putting up their stuff.
Oh yeah. As far as decorating, oh sure, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely will. They start. Then obviously throughout November.
And I'm seeing more and more, especially with like LED lights that they're making them so that you could have them up all year round,
We have
and
those.
then they can be whatever you want. Red, white, and blue for
Yep.
4th
really?
of July. You want to, I don't know,
Orange.
would be orange
Yeah.
and black or that type for Halloween.
We have we have those in our house.
Fall
Yeah, we
colors.
have Matt rimmed the whole like roof and around the house, and so we change it. Like right now, it's kind of like a purplish kind of dark color, or we'll do
There you
like
go.
an orange. But yeah, for the holidays when we have Georgia games, we put it in
It's
red.
like the Empire State
We
Building.
just change it up, just like the Empire State Building. It looks like.
In the White House.
Yes.
they do
No,
it.
it's cool. It's really cool, and it's all like he can access it, change it up from his phone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've had that for over a year or so.
Wow.
I've been seeing more and more of those
Yep.
advertised, and on all the social medias.
877-927-6969. If you're dressing up, let us know. And if you dressed up and went to work, because I think that takes a little bit more extra. Like when you go to work and you're dressed up, that's cool.
Sometimes work, they have things. Maybe they'll do like a costume contest. And so it's an incentive, right, for people to dress up at work. We don't really do anything. I just do it because I love Halloween.
Yeah, and I think it shows you're very confident if you dress up and you go to work, if they're not requiring it. If you guys have anything you want to add to us with Halloween or something you're doing or maybe something you did over the weekend. I know, Franny, you have some different stats about Halloween. But again, you guys ever want to join in, you could call us, text us, or email Jimmy. Jimmy is here today, so you can email him, Jimmy at realradio921.com. And remember, we did have a $1,000 winner yesterday, so that is huge. Who doesn't want $1,000?
Yeah, so they just did Halloween by the numbers. It's just kind of like a Halloween roundup is what they call it. And from everything to the amount of person somebody spends on Halloween to the people who are going to celebrate. It's just a bunch of different stats here. And so with this, they were talking, and this is according to the National Retail Federation, is that 73% of Americans plan on celebrating Halloween in some way. They said with the average person spending about $108 on Halloween. Overall, Americans are expected to spend $12.2 billion, mostly on costumes, of course, decoration and candy. What else are you going to spend it on? They say the National Confectioners Association claims that 98% of Americans who welcome trick-or-treaters will hand out candies and chocolates. They say it's unclear what the other 2% are going to hand out.
Apples?
Yeah. They said maybe salty snacks, loose change, who knows, fruit.
Oranges.
Yeah, we know some people in the dental community hand out floss. You're like, yeah. So there's other things.
I didn't like when I got fruit when I was a kid. I remember they give you oranges or apples.
Oh, that's stupid. You're gonna get a broken window.
Yeah, and not just that. You feel like that's right. Wouldn't that be way more expensive to hand out produce than it is?
I guess.
Well, these days they said candy's supposed to be up a lot.
I'm sure it's I would imagine candy be more expensive.
Mm-hmm. I love this. They even break down how people eat their candy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So 51% people say they and this is specifically, we're talking with the candy corn. People eat candy corn by popping the whole piece into their mouth. 31% bite from the narrow end first. And 18% start with the wider end. They said apparently no one breaks the corn apart. I was like, I don't know why you wouldn't, just to eat the orange middle part first. It's not an Oreo. They also said, I know.
Nice. Just like the Easter Bunny. We had the same stat.
Yep. They said in a survey, 85% of parents say their kids start digging into their candy before they even get home from trick-or-treating.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course they would.
Definitely do that.
And the reason why is because they know the parents are going to get their bag and grab their favorites first. They were like, we got to eat the good stuff.
What happened to all the Reese's I got?
Yeah.
I knew there was tons of them in there.
Oh, my God. My mom was always first in our Halloween bags. They said most people think Halloween is harmless, fun holiday, but 14% believe that Halloween is harmful.
Really? How? What respect?
They don't elaborate on it.
Really?
Yep. Well, I mean, the tricks and a lot, some kids, I don't know if they still do it, but the egg in the houses and the TPing, and then sometimes
Mischief night.
you have
Mischief
mischief,
night, yeah.
and then you have the bullies who
It
steal
seems,
your candy from you.
Yeah, I think Mischief Night quiet down. It seems like it hasn't been, like when we were, it seemed like big.
Not down here. I didn't really notice it down here
really
at all.
either.
But that was something up north.
Yeah, it really was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's terrible if somebody's stealing. You're stealing anybody's candy. That's not nice. Call me. We'll take care of them. That's not nice.
34% of parents think 13 or 14 years old is enough or old enough to trick or treat alone. That's kind of up there. I think maybe I was 10 or 11 when I was allowed to go with my group of friends. But they're saying 13 or 14.
I was 35.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They said several cities in America, we've talked this, have laws banning teenagers from trick-or-treating, including Chesapeake, Virginia, Jacksonville, Illinois, Rayne, Louisiana. They say in Chesapeake, kids over the age of 14 who trick-or-treat could be found guilty of a misdemeanor.
Yeah, not allowed to.
That is absolutely
amazing,
insane.
huh?
Over the age of 14.
Yeah, there was a couple schools last week in Jersey. Did you see that? Maplewood, that they took away Halloween for the kids. You couldn't bring a costume in or anything like that. And it got a lot of news in Jersey.
I can see that because it becomes a distraction sometimes.
Yeah, and they were saying who's the governor of Jersey? Murphy?
Murphy, yeah.
Yeah, he went against it, saying that's ridiculous. But there was this one school district in Maple who said that, no, you can't come in with costumes or any candy or nothing anything involved with Halloween. I mean, to me, that sucks a little for the kids.
It does. You would think that kids can still be kids. I'm assuming that was like a high school or a middle school or something.
I think middle school, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not remembering, but I remember it got some press.
Yeah, so the older ones. I mean, I would hope that the elementary schools would still allow the kids to get dressed up and come in. But, when it gets to the older kids, sometimes it becomes a distraction or, they do things that are
Not appropriate.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, I think this was 6 to 9, if I'm correct. But it could be wrong. It could be 1st to 6. I don't know. But it was a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
Also claim here because we kid about the parents going through the bags first, but they should, right, to make sure that everything is properly sealed. There's no razor blades, drugs, anything like that, because those candies these days, those edibles look very similar to your regular candy packaging. So you definitely have to do that. But they also say encourage your kids to let their Halloween candy last because kids collect anywhere between 3,500 to 7,000 calories on Halloween. And they say to burn that off, a kid would have to walk 180 miles while trick-or-treating. That's a lot of trick-or-treating. Yes.
Keep going.
Yes.
I mean, for kids, it's great. It's part of life. We've all been through it. It's a nice aspect of life. And you go there and trick-or-treat with your friends or your family. And it's a good memory. So, to me, I think it's cool. There's a huge one tonight in Boca. One of the communities is having an unbelievable Halloween party, like a couple thousand people. We always stop by and go. And it's cool. I mean, the kids just get so much enjoyment out of it. I can't see taking it away from them in any shape or form. But like I said, there is a school district in Jersey. But I don't think it's cool. But everybody's different.
Well, especially with the candy, you have kids with food allergies are afraid of that.
Yeah.
If you got a peanut allergy and somebody brings in a Reese's peanut butter cup, I mean, that can harm somebody. That's just the thing. They have to worry about stuff like that so much now, unfortunately. We see that time and time again with different things, whether it's Halloween or candy or food. Remember, we used to have a birthday and, you bring in a cake for everybody or cupcakes or something like that. Mom makes cupcakes for the class. You can't do that stuff anymore.
I know. Isn't that crazy, though? I don't ever remember any issues with doing that kind of stuff. And if you brought candy, you brought candy for the whole class. If you brought anything, you brought for the whole class. And nobody was like, I can't. I'm allergic. If they were, it was very far and few in between that I don't remember that.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't. When we would go to field trips, and if your parent didn't pack your lunch, they always had the same basic peanut butter and honey or jelly sandwiches, and everybody got them.
Yep.
Right? It's so crazy for these peanut allergies and all that stuff. It's just, to me, it feels so new. Yeah.
So many things are so different.
Well, it's however they're making our food.
Yeah.
I mean, to some extent, I can understand it. I mean, obviously, if that is going to harm another child, I mean, I get it. But, what changed?
Yes.
What happened to having such all these allergies like this now?
It is the Penthouse, and it is Halloween. If you want to add to the show and give us a call or text us or email us, you're always welcome. Creed tickets today at 11:45. Don't forget that, and your chance to win $1,000. We're going to come back with This Day in History and a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing a
It's
little
one of
bit.
the best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
95 northbound on the exit ramp to North Lake Boulevard. You have a crash, and it is blocking the right turn lane there. Elsewhere, looking better. 95 northbound on the exit ramp to eastbound PGA Boulevard. A crash earlier was causing issues. Southbound 95 at Lantana Road, crash still on the left shoulder getting worked on. And Jog Road and Monica Boulevard in Delray Beach, west of Delray, you have a crash slowing you down. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories, the show where America is the star and the American people. This week, we'll have the story of a pilot's near-death experience in training. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
Football is back. Come on out to Charlie's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Kansas City from Germany. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Miller Lite during all college and pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 9:30 a.m. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You may not have heard the term fiduciary, but if you're working with a financial professional, it's important to know what a fiduciary means. A fiduciary, per license, has the duty to put the client's best interests first. In other words, your interests over our own. My name is Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and as a fiduciary, we must choose the best investment product available and have reasonable basis for that advice. Most financial professionals are simply paid a commission for selling you a product. Trajan Wealth is fee only, which means we're paid a low, flat fee, and that gives us incentive to grow your portfolio because our interests are aligned. If you're working with someone who is more interested in selling you a product or seems more interested in making a quick commission, then call me, Jeff Jr., and our team of fiduciaries at Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In office, West Palm Beach.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Risa, a prescription-only 150-milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cashback on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Strike's Cigar Lounge.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station.
You're unbelievable. You're so unbelievable.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
See, that's what I would play for my bank if they did that new concept I have for banking, that you get a free ATM based on your average for the year. I would say you guys are unbelievable. Just saying, things are out there. Make it happen. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And happy Halloweeny to all of you guys and girls out there. I hope you have a luscious day and get a lot of candy and do a lot of treats. Or give a lot of treats. How about that? Trifecta in this day in history.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
Last night was the only night of the year that every professional sport in America was played. There was hockey, there was the NBA, there was the NFL, and there was baseball. So it only happens once a year, and it happened last night. The World Series, the Texas Rangers won 3-1, so they lead that series 2-1. Monday Night Football, it was the Raiders and the Lions. I think the whole world bet Detroit, and sometimes the whole world wins because they ended up covering 26-14. Messy game, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes made in the red zones by both teams. Jimmy G came back. He looked like he still was dating the porn star. He had a terrible game, just a bad game. He got destroyed on social media, but not a good game for him. But if you had the Lions last night, you are happy. Don't forget, this Sunday, our Miami Dolphins are going to Germany, and that game will be on 9:30 in the morning, so you can hear it on 101.7 as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be an interesting game. And James Harden got traded last night late. He wanted it, and he got it. I don't know why they keep doing this to these players, but when they say they want out, they let him go. And he is on to L.A. in Clipperland. He got traded last night, and his $40 million a year is going with him. He is no longer a Philadelphia 76ers. The fourth time Harden's got traded, also a record because he was a former MVP in the league. And he goes from team to team, and it's always the same thing. He's just not happy. I'm shocked that the Clippers took him because I think it's going to be the same thing again, but we'll see. Maybe a new address will change things. I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, like when I heard he got traded again, I'm like, I can't believe it. Like he goes from everywhere. Just I don't like it. I don't want to be here.
And keeps getting great deals.
Yeah, and keeps getting great deals. Yeah, they're already talking about a max contract he might get in the season of like $300 million. I'm like, why? Why? He comes in out of shape. He doesn't even care. It just blows my mind. But God bless him. He's doing something right. It is, and that is your trifecta. Now it's this day in history.
On this day in history.
All right, well, we got to gas the old time machine up because we are going back 1,189 years.
Wow.
That year, 834 AD, the Roman Catholic Church moved All Hallows Eve to October 31st. The celebration has been established to honor the saints. Now it mostly honors zombies, sparkly vampires, Deadpool, and, of course, Harley Quinn. 159 years ago today, in 1864, Nevada became the 36th state. 97 years ago today, 1929, Harry Houdini found the one thing he couldn't escape: death. He died in a Detroit hospital from a ruptured appendix following a punch to the stomach. 82 years ago today, 1941, after nearly 15 years of work, the Mount Rushmore National Memorial in the Black Hills of South Dakota was completed. 48 years ago today, 1975, Queen released their underrated smash Bohemian Rhapsody. It was the lead single off their fourth album, Night at the Opera. 30 years ago today, 1993, Tupac Shakur was arrested for allegedly shooting two off-duty Atlanta policemen during a late-night argument. The charges were dropped, though, after they found out he was shooting in self-defense. 25 years ago today, 1998, a genetic study was released suggesting that Thomas Jefferson did, in fact, father at least one taboo love child with his slave, Sally Hemings. 25 years ago today, also, 1998 was the year Kiss kicked off their Psycho Circus tour. I think that was the first of their
farewell
tours, right?
That's it. We're done.
What was the year on that?
This was 1998. Yeah. I say that in jest. But the thing about this tour was it was a Halloween extravaganza in Los Angeles. Their opening act was the Smashing Pumpkins, of course, since it was Halloween. And when the Smashing Pumpkins came out, they were dressed as the Beatles. The concert was also the first to be presented with a 3D viewing screen. When Kiss took the stage, fantastic singer Paul Stanley put his blossoming crotch bulge up to the 3D camera and
What
said...
did you call that?
His blossoming crotch bulge.
Okay.
Yeah, he put it up to the 3D camera, said, it looks bigger this way, doesn't it? Well, I guess it does, Paul. 17 years ago today, in 2006, that was the last time we heard Bob Barker say, come on down, because that's when he announced he was retiring from The Price is Right. He hosted that show for 35 years.
Wow, it's amazing.
13 years ago today, in 2010, The Walking Dead premiered on AMC. It ran for 11 seasons, and if you missed any of it, here's a recap. Nothing, huh? 12 years ago today, in 2011, and this is where we're going to finish, Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from Chris Humphries after just 72 days of marriage. And that's what happened on October 31st in our history.
Maybe one day she'll find love. Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate it. We do this day in history once a show to reflect on the day we're in. And today, if you didn't know today's date, it is October 31st.
Boo!
Yes, it is Halloween. And so why don't we have a little bit of some Halloween fun? And we're going to do some Halloween fact or fiction. Cool. Or we like to call it around here fact or baloney. Now that we have this game here. So I am going, hold on, let me get to my article here. All right. And then you have to tell me what you think about this fact or crap situation. You think you know a lot about Halloween?
No.
No?
Not really.
No?
But I can guess.
All right. Well, that's what it's about. I mean, it's, true or false.
Yeah, it's like life. You don't have to have
It's
a lot of
here,
knowledge.
right?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start with this. Some hanophobia is the fear of Halloween. Is that fact or crap?
What was it called?
If I'm saying it right, it's some hanophobia. SAMHAINO phobia.
Ooh. I'm going to say true.
Yeah, I'll say true on that.
And you would be correct. That is a fact. Another one here. In the Czech Republic, the country's president addresses the nation every Halloween wearing a costume. Is that fact or crap?
Crap.
I'm going to say true.
Jimmy, you would be correct. That is A crap.
Maybe we should start.
yeah. Give it a shot. See how that works out for you.
Might get more votes.
The name Halloween is not pagan, but actually comes from the Catholic Church.
Really?
I don't know. Is it fact or crap?
I'm going to say true.
Fact, yeah.
And you guys are correct. It is true. That is facts.
I think I heard that in catechism class.
I just read it. This day in history.
Yeah.
All Hallows Eve.
In Italy, priests are not allowed to perform weddings on Halloween.
Really?
Is that fact or crap?
I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say no. If the money's right, they'll do it.
It's crap. Yes,
See?
it's crap.
See?
Told you. Cash is king. And that's what they tell people. We really don't do it on Halloween.
Yeah.
But you throw in a pizza and another 5 Gs, we'll do it.
We got a Halloween fact or crap here. There hasn't actually been a full moon on Halloween for over 100 years.
I'm going to say that's crap.
Who was the guy yesterday who wants to make the moon disappear? Copperfield?
Yeah, David Copperfield. Want to. He's going to.
I thought
He's magic.
Oh, okay. He hasn't done that yet?
No, Statue of Liberty he did.
Yeah. No, he used to make it. Didn't he made something else disappear, too.
A lot of things.
A bunch of,
Yeah, but not the moon. The moon he's been working on for 30 years.
30 years.
And he's going to do it on in February. He plans on doing it.
He's going to tell everybody ahead of time so you can get cheese out.
But he said, look up at the sky whenever the date is. He said, we're going to see something weird.
Didn't he do a train car or something like that?
He's done
too?
things. I've seen him in person, and he made a helicopter appear and disappear.
Right.
So in a theater. Like, how the hell did that happen? Fact or crap?
I'm going to go with crap.
You guys both say crap?
Yeah.
You guys are both correct on that one. During the Salem witch trials, 2 dogs were also executed after being convicted of using witchcraft. Fact or
Dogs?
crap?
I'm going to say that's fact.
I'm going to say it's crap.
And wackos back then.
Those crazy dogs from their witchcraft. Or the people who think that they were witches, yeah. That is actually true. That is a fact. 2 dogs were executed because people thought that they were using witchcraft.
Oh, my God.
It was a crazy time back then. It really was.
Those kids.
Those crazy, crazy kids.
That's not fair.
A French town banned clown costumes on Halloween a few years ago because people dressed as clowns were scaring children and assaulting people.
I believe that.
Right?
That does sound believable, but so I'll say true, but I wonder if this is going to be one of those tricky questions where it's actually like another country or something.
No, it was actually true. There was a town in France that had to ban people from dressing up because they were having an issue.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's like the what are like the little characters in Times Square that dress up as like Sesame Street or Mickey Minnie Mouse, and then they just beat up people or get mad at them if they don't give them money.
If they don't give them a tip, when they take pictures, like they know you could give me a tip. You're like, what?
And then finally here, a little Halloween edition of Fact or Crap. So many fireworks were set off during Halloween in 2007. That the British Geological Survey initially thought that a minor earthquake had taken place.
Halloween fireworks?
Yes, Halloween fireworks.
I would say it's true.
I'm going to say false.
And G-Man, you would be the one that is correct, and that is crap.
I just don't see Halloween like a lot of fireworks. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I don't either, but I don't know around the world what people do either. So that's the thing. But here, we don't see fireworks.
I mean, it's not a holiday that
It should, because fireworks are awesome. Some Halloween-themed fireworks. Make them like shoot up in the sky and look like jack-o'-lanterns and stuff.
Start it.
And
Let's do it tonight.
Yeah.
Shoot them on top of your roof.
Too busy.
Let's go. Yeah.
Go home tonight. Hey, you know what we're doing tonight, hon? We're shooting fireworks off the roof. We're going to put it on Instagram. We're going to do it.
Well, today is Halloween, so if you do still want to get dressed up tonight, but you don't have an idea, I got some last-minute Halloween costume suggestions for you. And they came up with this list. I thought some of these were pretty neat. Something that you can just come up with that you already have with things laying around the house is what they were trying to get across there. So you could be maybe like a tourist. You just combine like shorts, a brightly colored tacky shirt, socks with sandals, a straw hat or a visor, sunglasses, things like that. Put a little camera or a makeshift camera around your neck,
a phone,
a little sunscreen on your nose type thing, right?
Very easy.
You could be a tourist. One of Greek's favorite, you could be a lumberjack. That's a simple flannel shirt with some jeans and a beanie.
There you go.
Bonus points if your kids have a toy axe laying around.
Wouldn't be sweating to death here in South Florida. Not whatsoever.
Stop by and carry some syrup with you.
Yeah.
Some syrup, huh?
Yeah.
Well, because the lumberjacks always put syrup on their pancakes.
Who doesn't?
You never saw that?
Well, I think you're talking about lumberjack syrup.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe Hungry Jack pancakes.
Hungry Jack,
I think
thank you. That's
where
what
he
it
was
is.
going
Thank
with
you.
it.
Yep. Thank you for getting me there. I was trying to figure it out.
Of course, you can always be a mummy. Just, all you need is some fabric bandages to wrap around you. You can also just take an old white T-shirt and rip it up, and you got
There you
strapped, and you go as a mummy. You go as a bank robber. Just get some black leggings, a black and white striped type shirt, little black mask or something along that you got laying around.
Okay.
Bob Ross, famous, button-down shirt, jeans. You can just make it small.
What if you don't have an afro? It's necessary.
You do kind of need that, right?
You need the afro.
Yeah, that is the one thing
Yep.
that really sets him apart between that and then you got, what was that, the little paint palette?
I mean, I guess you could just be a painter,
Yeah.
if anything, right?
True. You can be Barbie. Of course, that's the one that everybody is being. But, just get anything pink and you'll be fine. And we can always come up with our own. What was you have a cowboy hat. That was always a last-minute thing, just throw on a cowboy hat type
absolutely.
thing. Jeans and a cowboy hat. It's just about as quick as they can come. Bonus points if you have Spurs.
Football player. Any
Yeah.
sports. Our buddy Dominic said he went to a Halloween party and he was a golfer.
Yep.
Put a golf hat on. He said shorts and a shirt, and he brought a golf club.
Yeah. But football is easy, right? Just get a little eye black. If you happen to have some eye black or maybe a little charcoal or something,
There
right?
you
You
go.
put that on. You put your favorite football team jersey. You're all set. Bonus points if you have a helmet, or football. And of course, there's always the classic. Just put on a pair of Ferragamos, Bad Bunny shirt with earbuds. Go as the most handsome radio host. Bonus if you have a Benz, a place in Boca, $2,000 hooker, a Panther watch, and a handful of betting tickets that, of course, are losers.
That's
Is that you?
I
Is
think
that you?
that's I mean, if you got that laying around, who doesn't really these days?
Speaking of, we got a text at 47142, and it was like, oh my goodness, Greek, I couldn't tell that was you in the first segment on Real TV with your Halloween costume on.
I didn't want to scare you.
That was a joke because he just put a hat on. I was like, I'm wearing a costume. We have another question for you, G-Man. Happy Halloween, Franny. It says, what happened to the live broadcast from Sanchez's house on Halloween for his party? Also, what happened to Charisse yesterday? Please tell us she finally met up with AJ. Nope, we know that didn't happen. Inquiring minds want to know. That's Casey in North Palm. So,
Sanchez,
no, wait, they have not hooked up, him and AJ, and we do not know what happened to Charisse. Now go ahead with Sanchez.
You're right. I was going to say, we don't know what happened to Charisse.
Yeah.
And we all reached out for her. We were all very concerned. And we haven't heard. I'm sure she's okay, but we all did reach out for her. Sanchez and I just got our signals canceled.
Yeah? Canceled your signals?
Yeah, just our signals got canceled.
Okay.
We're really wired, confused, whatever.
All right.
He took it like I was definitely going to come. And I was like, dude, you didn't call me until the last. We had a plan, but then I didn't hear from him over the weekend. So that's why we're not at his house. So he wants me to come by later. I'm like, I'm not going to come by if I'm not going to get paid. No offense. 877-927-6969.
We have a couple more text messages. Somebody, I love this because I have, if you're on Real TV, I did a little bit of like a Day of the Dead skeleton makeup. It says, Franny, you look cute with your Michael Jackson nose. Because Michael Jackson, after a lot of surgery, looks like he did not have a nose.
Okay.
And then it says, Greek, come on, get to the real important part of the story, which you were talking about your buddy and his wife Bella and stuff. And then he was telling you why her name was Bella about the family. And you're like, all right, I really didn't care. So they said, Greek, come on, get to the real important part of the story. Is your buddy's wife hot? Who cares about her name? And they said, haha, we should start calling Greek Bella since Bella means beautiful in Italian. LOL. We got on there.
Oh, we know she's not hot because then he would have paid attention and cared. Duh.
You're a genius. I never met her. I never met her, but she sounds like a very nice girl with a great future and a great guy. Gabe, if you're listening, again, hats off to you, buddy. Always want to know what's going on in your life. 877-927.
Always, but not.
Next time, send me a text.
Yeah. Always. 47142. Let us know some Halloween costumes that are easy to put together if you need something last minute. I mean,
Lifeguard.
the tried and true, the ghost, just get a sheet, cut some holes. Have you seen the ones that are all over social media where it's the girls that cut out their boobies and then put the googly eyes on their boobs for the ghosts? They're all over the place this season.
Yeah. I seen a bunch of them and a bunch of dogs. Where they're putting a sheet over the dogs. We've seen a few of them.
Yes.
Maybe a chef. Maybe you got an apron around the house.
There you
Walk
go.
out. Maybe a pan. Like we said, sports figure, hockey player. Maybe have a Panther jersey and stick. You might have that around the house.
Anything like that. Sports are easy if you got a jersey laying around.
Golfer, we did say.
I think if you own a suit, if you're a dude, you could do like a John Wick or Men in Black or, you know, something like that if you have a suit hanging.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Out.
And people would know right away.
What are those things that erase your memory from Men in Black, right? You could kind of makeshift that out of a flashlight or something.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sure there's going to be a ton of Kelsey's tonight, 87. Yeah. I'm sure that jersey.
There already has been. I've been seeing them all over the place.
Yeah, that jersey's been selling out. Unbelievable. His family did come out yesterday and said the too much notoriety is starting to get to them, the father and the mother and his other brother. But you got to expect that. You're out there, you're putting out there with Taylor Swift, and you know what? Like they said, they can't go anywhere without people bothering them and being on them, and they didn't think it was going to be this bad. This is something that TMZ was reporting. And I think he even said, like, you know, I didn't want my family to get involved in this, but, you know,
it's going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, and people are relentless. And, you know, outlets and news and media and social media out there, they're going to come up to you. Even his dad was speaking about it, because his dad is the only one I really haven't seen too much of. His mother does commercials, and she started last year in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, she's been in the spotlight ever since last year's Super Bowl. So.
Yeah. And then she does the thing now with Campbell Soup.
Yep.
But the dad was, when I saw pictures of him, I was like, wow, I never knew. And even he said, like, you know, just tough for me to go anywhere right now. Paparazzi always out there. And that ends up happening. Yeah, you don't really.
And it goes to show the difference in fame between what a Taylor Swift does and what Kelsey does. I mean, it's not like, you know, people don't know who Kelsey is. You know, either of the brothers. You know, I mean, they're obviously, you know, pretty household names, you would think.
I would think.
But nothing in comparison to.
Yeah,
you know,
the one brother
Taylor
I think
Swift.
could walk down the street pretty much with the guy who played for the Eagles. Not in Philly, but outside. But, you know, him, obviously, the other one's got a lot of more notoriety. Saturday Night Live, he was doing a lot of things. Mahomes winning. But I think now, forget it. I mean, you can't go anywhere. But again, that goes with it. You don't realize that a lot of times. You know, it's like when somebody wins the lottery. You know what? If it's out there, you're going to get people who are going to come up to you. And, you know, you're putting on social media and people know. And Taylor Swift, forget her fans. There's thousands beyond belief. The other day, I don't know if you saw, they lost to Denver and they played the Taylor Swift music at the end of the game.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They played specifically Shake It Off at the end. The Broncos.
Yeah, they did play it. Oh, yeah, they got them good. But the Chiefs beat the Broncos 16 times in a row. I mean, that's 8 years. They play twice a year, okay? So just so if you're not a sports fan, that's 8 years they beat them every game, both times. So I'm sure they were ready to celebrate. I think the Chiefs are also, Mahomes had the flu.
Yeah, that's right. I heard that. I watched. I was able to catch a little bit of the game, and then they were at Mile High, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was first time in I don't know how many games, you can look it up, that the Chiefs didn't score a touchdown.
But they said that they said the worst of his flu was the night before the game. They said his whole family had it, then he got it, and it was really bad, and then he still chose to play. So
yeah, because they did ask him to sit out.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I want to play, and he didn't have a great game, but the team didn't either. Obviously. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Halloween, so we hope you're having a good holiday, enjoying yourself, and go out there trick-or-treating and enjoy and be nice to everybody. That's the one thing we always ask, because it's free to be nice. Franny, we're going to come back with some Florida stories. Anything about Halloween?
Well, we got another mysterious yellow line in the middle of a Florida road. Where are these lines coming from? Then a dude pulled a gun on the wrong person. It's always the wrong person, but this one really is. And then, yes, I do have a guy in costume, and this is a fun costume. I'll let you know what he did. This happened at Fantasy Fest in Key West, which just ended this past weekend. Yeah. And do you drive the dead zone? I will let you know what is one of the most haunted roadways here in Florida. I'll get you all those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Go on, tell it. Show that damn thing who's boss. Yeah, it might be fall, and some people are all about pumpkin spice and dead leaves. But we know all you care about is football season.
That's why Real Radio wants to hook you up with $1,000 in Red Zone revenue.
Go to an away game, buy some new jerseys, or gamble it all away.
I like this kind of party!
We don't care what you do with it.
We've got 13 shots per day to score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Listen for the keyword, then enter it at realradio921.com, and you could score $1,000.
Score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Good luck. from Real Radio.
Red Zone Revenue is sponsored by Filter by HVAC Solutions. Residential HVAC and indoor air quality services for every AC need. Now offering free emergency service for Real Radio listeners. Dial pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. You'll receive a one-time auto-dialed text message. That's pound 250, keyword stay cool.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95 northbound on the exit ramp to North Lake Boulevard. You have a crash, and it is blocking the right turn lane there. Elsewhere, looking better. 95 northbound on the exit ramp to eastbound PGA Boulevard. A crash earlier was causing issues. Southbound 95 at Lantana Road. Crash still on the left shoulder getting worked on. And Jog Road and Monica Boulevard in Delray Beach, west of Delray, you have a crash slowing you down. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 five-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizin, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's a Greek for Filter by HVAC Solutions. We made it through the summer and it was very hot, but guess what? Your air conditioner is likely overworked, tired. It's important to make sure it's properly serviced and maintained. Take care of it before it happens that there's a big problem or an emergency. And if there's an emergency, we can all agree if your air conditioner is not working, it is an emergency. Pound 250 and say keyword stay cool. Pound 250 and say keyword stay cool. Filter by HVACSolutions.com. Go to our website. Over 70,000 five-star reviews. You will receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart. If you have a problem with your air condition or you want to make sure it's working properly, there's only one place to call. Filter by HVAC Solutions. It's football season, and if your team doesn't score, you get hot under the collar. You can't afford for your air conditioner not to work. Pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. Pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. Filter by HVAC Solutions. They'll keep you cool every single day of the year. Peace.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast. The check is on Bank of America and it's real. GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Just dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America, and now the universe's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
When it comes to breast cancer, research is the reason we know that early detection saves lives. If it's time for your annual screening, schedule your appointment now. If you're not sure if you should be screened, talk to your doctor about when you should start and what your screening options are. Don't delay. Breast cancer that remains undiagnosed is dangerous. Learn more from the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, the largest private funder of breast cancer research in the world. Find the latest breakthroughs in breast cancer prevention, diagnosis, treatment, metastasis, and survivorship at bcrf.org.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Temperatures getting low, but demand remaining high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. We've got you covered.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Weed will take a Totino's pizza and make it taste like the greatest New York pizza ever made.
Yeah.
That's what weed does, which is why it's good for poor people. No reason. Why not have the best?
You feel like you're in a five-star restaurant.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. From Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
All right, you're in the Penthouse on Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, or like Monroe's had Saturday night, strip or treat, one of my favorite games at my house. I hope you guys are having a good day and staying out of trouble, and I hope you get a lot of treats if you do some tricks. I believe in that, to be rewarded if you do something good. Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Hello, and good morning.
Don't forget, 11:45, your chance to win tickets to Creed coming at you. And also, you get a chance to win $1,000 13 times a day. We had a winner yesterday, so make it happen. Of course, wouldn't be a show without her. Best Halloween costume in the Penthouse today, Francis.
Only Halloween costume in the Penthouse today, but thank you.
Doesn't matter how you win. You won.
Oh, did I win? All
Yes,
right,
you won.
well,
You
hi,
get a- you
happy
get a-
Halloween.
You get a big prize. We're going to announce it at 1:55. And you might be impressed.
Can't wait.
And you might not be.
I go it aloud.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
All right, let's do some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So yes, in about a month, there is another mysterious yellow line that appeared in the middle of a Florida road. They said that drivers in St. John County said that this yellow trail of apparent spilled paint appeared on US 1 between International Golf Parkway and County Road 312 in the St. Augustine area. Well, a yellow line was previously noted by drivers in September around the 23-mile stretch of southbound Interstate 95 and same St. John, St. Augustine areas. So they're like, what is going on? They say in both cases, drivers expressed concerns that the spill does look like a yellow line denoting traffic lane barriers, so people are getting confused with it.
Sure, they didn't know what the hell to do.
FDOT, said crews would be dispatched to examine this latest one, but they're like, listen, if there's anything that happens, like, let us know. If you guys, if maybe you're the crew that does that, makes a paint spill or something happens, they said, you need to make sure you let us aware of this because serious accidents can happen. But within a matter of a month, twice in that one area in St. John's. And then next up in your Florida, you should pull a gun.
Anytime.
I don't want to say anytime, right? Like, God forbid your life is threatened or somebody breaks into your home. But during a traffic jam is just not the time to do it.
No, it's not. Road
rage incidents, just keep it together, people. And this incident happened this past Sunday. State Road 570, also known as Polk Parkway. There was a trooper who was, what they said, in civilian attire with family members in his vehicle. And he was caught in slow-moving traffic when a driver of a red Chevy pickup truck became very agitated and started focusing his attention on the trooper's car and the trooper himself. The suspect, who was identified later on as Matthew Timothy Ryder, allegedly drove alongside the trooper's vehicle as traffic cleared up, and he was speeding up, slowing down, just being a total jerk in front of his car, trying to cut him off, using hand gestures, yelling out his window. The trooper was ignoring him because he probably sees this all the time, and he's with his family, and he just wasn't on duty at the time until the guy displayed a compact-style firearm, eventually pointing the weapon at the trooper. Well, that was enough.
No, that's not good.
Yep. So the trooper they said following the flashing, the trooper contacted fellow officers to report the incident, and several troopers were able to respond to the area quite quickly. But at the time, they said the guy sped off really fast. They were unable to find him. He ended up returning back to his home in Auburndale, where troopers were already waiting for him because, this guy's a trooper. He's pretty good. He knows what he's doing, and he got his license plate information.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so he was placed under arrest by troopers who located 5 different firearms in his possession in his vehicle, too.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. And then I guess we'll stick with a interstate, what they call the dead zone. Do you want to guess what one of the most haunted roadways in Florida is? And we're going interstate.
I-4.
I-4 is correct. Yep. In fact, we mentioned this area before, but they said I-4 is among most haunted roadways.
I was going to go confident.
They said stretch of I-4 near St. John's. Probably pretty haunted. People will get that. That's where we work. Stretch of I-4 near St. John's River built over a grave plot. And so it is considered, not because you think I-4 is such a mess, right? And there's so many accidents. I know. Yeah, but they released, this is RV Trader released its list of the most haunted roads in the U.S., featuring roads from all over, Western, Midwestern, Northeastern. And as part of the list, they included I-4 in Sanford, which connects Tampa to Daytona Beach. They said that there's a historian there and the author of Weird Florida says that there's a specific quarter-mile stretch of I-4 is known as a dead zone and can be found along the southern part of the interstate bridge across the St. John's River. He said people claim to see all kinds of things. Orbs floating across a highway, apparitions on the side of the road, hitchhiking, phantom trucks, you name it. Never heard this before. Yep, he says that the legends stem back to the late 1800s when Henry Sanford headed to the Florida land and colonization company planned to start up a Roman Catholic community called St. John's Joseph Colony. However, an outbreak of yellow fever killed a bunch of immigrants in the colony, and with the only priest being away in Tampa at the time, the bodies were buried in the wood with no last rites. So they got business still.
Yeah.
They still got business they got to handle.
Priest was up at a Bucks game?
How did you know?
A Bucks game.
How did
That's
you
what I
know?
figured. Well, he had to have tickets, right?
Looking for Tom Brady.
So they say there's just more. They said that area was struck by Hurricane Donna. There was some accidents with tractor trailers there. They said just all kinds of crazy activity. So that's why they say, yep, definitely haunted. a phantom truck, though, right? A semi. That'd be very interesting to see. And then finally, a guy in a banana costume was peeing where he shouldn't have been peeing. He was having a really good time. This guy was at...
Aren't you always when you're in a banana costume? I mean, you're always having a good time.
Fantasy Fest. And he was urinating on public sidewalks. 20-year-old University of Miami student, Kyle Mortimer. Yep. Yes. He, first of all, you shouldn't be drinking early 20, or at least in public. Bar should be serving you. I'm sure he's drinking anyways. But he tried to evade arrest so the cops see him relieving himself. Not only is he relieving himself on the sidewalk, but they said that there was like porta potties all around this kid.
Yeah, it's right across the way.
He could have gone to one of the porta potties, but instead was like, nah, I'm just going to urinate inside a building. And they said upon arrival, officers spotted him, identified himself, and they said proceeded to engage with him. Well, he ignored the officers in his banana costume and started running towards Duval Street. But the claim is that he was running in Duval Street like he's running, like swerving, like you would like if an alligator was chasing you.
Banged up.
Trying to evade the police. Yes, but it's so funny. And they're just like, doesn't work for us. So yeah, they said he was involved in zigzag running patterns through the Old Town streets. However, he was soon apprehended by an officer who successfully grabbed him by the peel, they said.
Oh, nice.
In a last-ditch attempt to resist arrest, he intertwined his fingers, preventing the application of handcuffs. So even try to get out of those. This, however, was overcome by the diligent officers who managed to cuff and detain him. And yes, of course, his mugshot is him at 1:20 in the morning in a banana costume.
Something I'll remember.
And that is your What the Florida.
Thank you, Francis.
Anybody else picture trying to peel that off and then see if they'll slip on it?
Well, my girlfriend wore one of those on Saturday night when we went out. We did some Halloween festivities after the game, and she's got the same costume.
Yeah.
And she wore it. And I could see like how that thing, I don't think it can be easy to run in. Like I don't, because it's like a dress is what it is.
Pretty tight.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy, who do we have on hold?
We have our buddy Manny checking in with us. Hey, Manny, welcome to the Penthouse.
Manny.
Hello.
Hey.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. You sound a little serious today. What's wrong? You couldn't get your favorite costume ready?
No, I was taking off my my earpods. Hey. No. Having a great day so far. You know, it's Tuesday, so we'll see how the rest of the day pans out. But so far, so good.
What are you for Halloween?
I don't know. I got some great ideas from Jimmy though, because it's gonna be last minute. But maybe a lumberjack. I have everything at the house for that.
Hey, you have the syrup?
The syrup? Oh, syrup? Yeah, sure. Why? Because lumberjacks put pancakes on there.
Yeah, yeah. Pour it all over your chest.
Syrup on the pancakes.
And maybe some girl will lick it off for you. It'd be different.
I'm a little hairy, so that's going to be sticky.
Yeah, she likes you, won't matter.
Call me then.
Yeah, call Jimmy. He gets done it too.
Jimmy's got that great. Jimmy's tongue can do magic.
That's what we hear. Can't confirm or deny, but that's what we hear. Word on the street, as Freddie would say.
I heard I heard you got a great costume on, Greek.
Yeah, myself. Why change something that works? You know what I'm saying?
Can't get any better than that. I mean, look at that mask.
Worked for me yesterday. I figured I'd do it again today. I can see you as maybe Little Bo Peep. You lose your sheep. Mm-hmm. You'd be awesome in a pink dress.
Mm-hmm. Tin Man.
It's in a Little Bo Peep blue dress.
I think it was pink. Was it blue?
I don't know. I thought it was blue too.
All right, maybe it was.
Or maybe I'm thinking Dorothy. I don't know.
I can pull off the pink.
Yeah, you have the eyes for it. You can pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely could. And you could walk around saying, oh, I lost my sheep. Please, somebody help me find my herd. You know, something like that. But you go, tonight's a good night to pick up girls. You should get out there.
That's not a bad idea.
I see what you did there.
I
see what you did.
You are clever. In fact, in Toy Story, G-Man, Little Bo Peep in Toy Story, if you've ever watched that film, she's got a white and pink dress on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So Greek was kind of right. That's funny.
What'd you do over the weekend? Any hot ladies you pay? What happened?
Yes, sir. No, sir. So Saturday, I called in last week and I said I was going to be part of an event.
Yeah,
the Los Muertos Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Franny pumped it for you on Friday. You should thank her.
How'd that go, bud?
Thank you. It went real good because I was supposed to be just helping out my buddy selling T-shirts, and it turned out that he needed an MC, so I ended up MCing the event.
Oh.
And, yeah, it was pretty cool, you know. I was kind of in my element, you know, just talking a lot of trash. I was switching it up from English and Spanish. It went well. Went well, you know. My friend was happy. That's all that matters. And, yeah, I ended up meeting some, you know, a lot of new people, and especially women, you know, beautiful women.
Good for you.
That's great.
So,
And
yeah,
did you get paid for that, or did you just sell the T-shirts?
no, so the T-shirts I was just doing as a volunteer. So
okay.
the MC event, the MC gig ended up being, that's a pay gig.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
So you made some money, too.
Yeah, so, yes, ma'am. So, yeah, I was excited, you know, like the adrenaline, even because I didn't go to sleep till like 6 in the morning. Well, I ended up hanging out with one of the ladies that I met, but like just out of like energy and adrenaline, you know, like, I don't know. It was just an exciting day.
That's awesome for you, Manny.
Good deal.
What about you? Think maybe you can MC some other big events like professional fights or marathons? New York Marathons this weekend.
Whatever. Call me. Holla.
All right, maybe we'll get you for a couple bar mitzvahs in Boca.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm down for that. They got those, man, I used to valet at those things. Those bar mitzvahs get extravagant.
Oh, yeah.
So,
forget it. They spend some serious money, some people. Over 100,000.
Wow. That's
crazy.
Not even all my parties combined.
That's a lot of money if you're throwing parties like that. All right, Manny, we're going to let you go. We hate to, but we're going to let you. And happy Halloween. I hope you get a trick and a treat.
Boo.
Boo. He's so unbelievable. Oh, my God, he kills
Nice
it.
job, Manny.
877-927-6969 if you want to add something to the show, like maybe bring us by cheesesteaks, or just say hi. You can call us. You can also ESO text us at Real Radio 47142, or email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Franny, are you a spender or a saver?
I'm kind of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to balance it out, but
Okay.
but I do like to spend more than I like to save.
Well, liking and doing are probably two different
Yes.
things in that particular case. I think if we could spend, we all would a little bit more. What would you classify yourself, Greek?
Now saver.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah, now I actually write down in the last year, like the day, what I do, exactly what I spend.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look at it at night, and I'll be like, wow.
And cry.
Usually. Shed some tears. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Well, I am a saver, but they asked a whole bunch of Americans whether they consider themselves spenders or savers, and only 34% say that they're savers. 1 in 10 are a mix of both, and obviously the rest are more on the spending side. So it's, a little over half of Americans say that. Now, here's the stunning part. They found being a spender might actually make you happier.
No
Go
kidding.
figure. I thought that was the silliest part of the whole thing that I read. Yeah. I guess if you're a spender, you might actually be happier. No
And
kidding.
if you're spending somebody else's money, you'll be really happy.
Even better yet, right? Spenders were more likely to say they're happy with their personal life, their work life, and their current relationship.
No kidding.
The question is, will they be happier in the future?
Who cares?
Is that, yeah, exactly, right? The top things we consider before making a big purchase are how long the item will last, how often we'll use it, and are we getting a good deal? Because if we feel like we're getting a good deal, we'll buy anything, right? The average person thinks anything that costs, get this number, anything that costs more than $1,750 is a major purchase. Wow. Boy, I'd like to live in that in that digit. And we'll do around 12 hours of research before we buy something.
1,700, they're saying, correct?
Yep, that's what they're saying is considered a major purchase.
Do you think that number's low?
I think that number is way high. I mean, to me, in major purchases, maybe anything. Obviously, it depends on what it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're buying a piece of furniture, well, it depends, right? A car,
House.
obviously. So if
And
you're
to me, those are considered the major purchases. So.
Yeah, very true, very true. But I mean, if I'm buying something, because you can spend a lot of money or a little money on any given product, right? I mean,
Sure.
you can buy a vacuum cleaner for $50, but you can spend $2,000 on one as well.
Very
So
true.
that's where if you're comparing it just on a particular product, $1,750, that seems high to me. But again, it depends on what it is, right? The purchases we spend the most time researching are electronics, cars, and vacations. But yeah, that's a little research on whether Americans are right now. It feels like that number should be higher than that. The way Americans have been spending, we got over $1 trillion of credit card debt right now.
Somebody was telling me yesterday the amount the average person's in debt with credit card. It was huge.
Yeah,
and I was like, whoa. But vacations, I think that's a big number that changes like people in their mind, like what they could spend. Some people like go, and I think also people always like to say they got a good deal when they went on vacation. Like I went to Greece and I spent X, you know what I mean, or whatever. I got this deal.
Funny that Greece comes right to mind.
Italy, Jersey City. So you know what? Last week we were talking about a place, and somebody came up to me over the weekend in New York, and I think it was Poughkeepsie.
Right.
Okay. And I thought it was in New Jersey.
Right.
So I had a listener come up to me over the weekend and said to me, you know what you were thinking of, Greek? And I said, I think you're right. Where Rutgers is. Rutgers is in, I think,
Piscataway.
Yep. And he goes, I think that's, remember if you were like, he goes, I think that's what you got confused.
Oh, but you were like, no, you were thinking.
I got confused. I did.
Oh, no, I thought you just got confused with the state. I thought you knew it was Poughkeepsie.
No, he was saying to me, I think you were.
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah,
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. And he goes, I think you were thinking of Rutgers. He goes, that's where Piscataway was. He goes, in your mind, he goes, that's where you were thinking of. And I go, yeah, I remember seeing that on the Turnpike, obviously, when you're driving down there and the 95. I said, but I don't know. I said, I probably thought Poughkeepsie was in Jersey too. But I said, but thanks for listening. I appreciate it. I said, if you could try to figure out my mind, you're amazed.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Trick or treat.
Are you a spender or a saver? Let us know. I think most people would not say they're a spender.
Right. But they are, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot more people would say that.
Yeah, I think so. I just think like you would say that. And I think in a couple, like a lot of times in a relationship, it seems like one is and one isn't. If you have two that are both spenders, that's tough.
You're screwed.
You know what I mean? If you have two that are both spenders, you're screwed because then you're hitting the gas every night or every weekend or going away.
I mean, unless you got it. I mean, if you got it, then you're fine.
Yeah.
You know?
If you have it, obviously it's a little different. But I think it is always one. It's good if one is a little bit more down to earth and responsible.
And like with my husband and I think like we've found in it, and more so, obviously we know that we have to tighten up our belt and be a little bit more responsible because life happens and it sucks and everything's going up these days.
Yeah.
I mean, insurance and property taxes and everything. So we do, but we try to have that nice balance where we can still enjoy our life, but make sure that we are paying our bills and putting money aside too.
Yeah. I mean, and it's hard today to do everything. 877-927-6969. If you want to reflect on this, give us a call, text us, or email Jimmy. Are you a spender or a saver? Or are you better at spending other people's money? Are you good at that?
Are you good at that?
Are you good at that? Go to casino. If I'm betting somebody else's money, it doesn't really bother me. If I'm losing my ass, it does bother me.
What number do you consider being a major purchase? This article said $1,750 is considered a major purchase. What is your number?
I mean, that's a lot to me, but when I think major purchase, I do think a vehicle, I do think a home, and so that's going to be a few $1,000s. Like, I don't know what else I would consider to be an appliance, right?
Vacation. Like we said, vacation. Some people can spend $10,000 on a vacation.
Yeah.
$20,000.
Go to the grocery store, it's $200.
But $1,700 is a lot. It is.
Go to the grocery store, it's $200 now.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I don't know
I
if
mean,
I consider that a major purchase to me.
Maybe
because you need it, right?
Yeah.
Does that also skew how you would think of it too? Is this something I need or is something that I want?
That's
if I want a new flat screen TV, that's probably you would consider that more of a major purchase. Yet at the same time, you could end up spending that in 2 months worth of groceries.
Yep. Food, though, I think a lot of people put in the mindset it's a necessity. I have to eat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't. If I don't eat, what am I going to do?
Right.
So I don't know. And then it could also be a number. What's the number in your head where you don't think about it? Not maybe a major purchase, but you don't even think about the number. I think everybody has that number, too. Maybe they go out at night and they go, I spent $42 last night drinking, or I spent $4,200. There could be a number where you don't even think about it. It's something like, oh, wow, I spent a lot last night, or whatever you're doing. If you're getting entertainment, sometimes people feel a vacation's worth it.
I like this here at 47142. It says, I like to save up enough to spend is what they do. And then spender happiness is directly related to what they are spending money on. Yes. And then we also have somebody here who's talking about someone who owns a banana costume. When I dressed up as a banana maggot, the costume is very difficult to walk in, let alone run. It's all one piece. So unless he took it off, he had to pull his junk out the side of the costume. Wow, what an image in my mind right now. And so, yes, we're talking about the guy from the What the Florida Story.
Yeah.
And I would love to see your banana maggot costume. I think that would be pretty incredible.
Yeah,
we haven't seen one of those yet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah, what, 2 years ago?
Oh, somebody did?
Yeah, somebody
sent
did.
it in for.
Yeah,
we did a costume contest on the Penthouse. Do you remember who that was?
I need a refresher. Was it AJ?
It was AJ.
Well, that's AJ who just texted.
Yes.
So I need a refresher. I forgot what that looked like.
Yeah, it was AJ. Yeah, he was the one who did it.
All right.
Ask AJ if you can. What's going on with him and?
He's on the text line right now.
All right, what's going on with him and that girl? Let's see what happens.
Him and that girl.
Yeah, what girl?
I think he's talking about Charisse.
It is bad.
By the way, did anybody hear from her?
No.
No.
Still not?
No.
I mean, I guess at one point yesterday, yes, there was communication saying that she was on her was going to be here in like an hour and a half, and then it didn't. I don't know, but I reached out too, and normally I get a response, and I got nothing.
I mean, she's okay, right? I mean, she's not
that's
hurt or
what we're hoping.
Yeah.
We're hoping. I mean, I reached out for her after the show too, and during the show, and I would assume she's okay.
Okay, as long as she's not hurt. I mean, that's first and foremost.
Yeah, that's why we did reach out to her. I mean, I wouldn't reach out to her to hang out with her.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's not like I care.
No, not like that.
Jeez, don't get carried away. Here.
Are you crazy? No, you need a ride to the airport. It is the Penthouse. We'll be back with a trifecta and Creed tickets, 11:45. What?
Real radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It was
a
one
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
95 northbound on the exit ramp to North Lake Boulevard. You have a crash, and it is blocking the right turn lane there. Elsewhere, looking better. 95 northbound on the exit ramp to eastbound PGA Boulevard. A crash earlier was causing issues. Southbound 95 at Lantana Road. Crash still on the left shoulder getting worked on. And Jog Road and Monaco Boulevard in Delray Beach, west of Delray, you have a crash slowing you down. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Temperatures getting low, but demand remaining high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, it's Greek. We all dream about winning the lottery. The odds are not great. But what you can do, the money you have, you can make it grow. And that's if you talk to the right people. And I'm suggesting to you, call 561-390-1000, Trajan Wealth. Their staff can help you and give you the advice you need to make the money you have grow. We all want to think about retirement, and we all need a good plan. And we also want a lifestyle that we have today that can continue on when we retire. But you need the right information. Call Trajan Wealth today to discuss your options for achieving financial independence. Everybody wants that. Trajan Wealth are the people who can help you. Call them today, 561-390-1000, TrajanWealth.com. Call these guys today, and they will help you give the independence you want. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. A better career, bigger house, faster car. But have you thought maybe you're just hungry? Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get and just as easy to cook up. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Sure, they're not the keys to a new sports car, but Fresh from Florida recipes are a satisfying, tastier kind of success. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Your sleep matters, and I bet you know you don't have to decide between staying up late, watching the news, or getting your beauty rest. Fox 29 gives you the news an hour earlier at 10 p.m. so you can do both. I'm Fox 29 at 10 o'clock news anchor Tanya Rogers. We've got you covered.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
In typical Hollywood fashion, the Clippers are always trying to make a splash. The team did that early this morning, finalizing a deal for James Harden. At first glance, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Harden sounds like a super team. But this isn't 2016 anymore. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And in order to be successful, Coach Tyronn Lue is certainly going to have his hands full with this aging roster. I'm Dan Patrick.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with Code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit.
Is brought to you by Joseph's Classic Market.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Boom. Boo and happy Halloween. Welcome back into The Penthouse on a spooky Tuesday. What is going on? This is Franny. We so appreciate you tuning in, whether you're listening on that FM dial, 92.1, 101.7, or, of course, the absolutely free iHeart radio app. Thank you so very much. And we hope you're listening all the time, because we don't do much tricks around here, but we do give you a treat, and that is $1,000. We're trying to give you 13 times a day. We call it Red Zone Revenue. We had a winner yesterday that was listening to the Penthouse on Real Radio, and we want another one because we're greedy. Let's do it again.
More than one. We want more than three. We want five. We want at least five.
Yeah, there we go. We want 5 of them. But of course, as I mentioned, thank you so much. This is Franny. Happy Halloween to you, Jimmy.
Hello, and happy Halloween to you as well, Franny.
And G-Man, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I feel so jacked up that you wish me a happy Halloween. If you got a good contest costume and you're ready, you want to talk about it, let us know. And are you going to call in sick tomorrow? So if you're going to, maybe stay off social media tonight and don't be showing pictures of being out, because it is a day that people do tend to call in sick the day after Halloween if it is a work day. It is the Penthouse. I know there's no school tomorrow in Palm Beach County, so the kids are lucky. We're going to do a trifecta right now.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
All right, last night was the only night of the year where all the major sports were in action. There was NBA. There was the Heaters took on the Bucks and lost. There was NHL. Panthers played last night up in Boston. You had football, Monday Night Football, where the Detroit Lions beat the Raiders 26-14 and covered. And you had baseball. You had World Series action last night. Texas Rangers won 3-1. So all the sports were in action last night. If you were betting, wow, you could have really lost your ass. And every sport, that's like an accomplishment. You bet every sport and you lose. So you're like, all right, I lost in every sport. Miami Dolphins are going to Germany. I believe they are leaving on Thursday as they take on the Kansas City Taylor Swift Chiefs. That's going to be their name until they break up. Everybody likes to give them a little bit of a hard time. Dolphins 6-2, best record in the AFC and in NFL. Hats off to the Miami Dolphins, having a great season. Hopefully when they go to Germany, they get a big W. They are taking on the Chiefs after a loss, which is going to be tough. That game is 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. So, man, have to set your alarms. You could hear it on Real Radio 101.7. We're at home of the Miami Dolphins here. But that is going to be exciting and a great measuring stick for the Dolphins, because when they step up in class, they seem to lose. They lost to Buffalo and they lost to Philly. Hopefully we can beat the Chiefs. It's going to be a tough game, but I think it's going to be an exciting game. Probably one of the best games I can think of in years. That was in the morning in London. Probably one of the best matchups. Yeah. Usually the Jaguars and somebody, or a team that's like, but Miami Dolphins, they've been over there before, but they're taking on Chiefs this Sunday at 9:30.
And I'll give you guys a heads up, but when I get more information, I am going to be out for my first watch party. I've done some for the Gator, but for Real Radio, I will be out on Sunday at Charlie's Bar and Grill. So I'll get you more information for that. Come on out and say hi and watch some Miami Dolphins action.
Great place to play lottery, too.
There you go.
Awesome. I love the lotto machine.
I hope I'm there. I have it on my calendar, but I haven't heard anything. I think so.
No, I have the complete list in the other
perfect.
room. Yeah,
because I know I put everything on my calendar.
Yeah,
so
I think you're there 9.
All right, okay.
9 in the morning.
It says 9. Yeah. All right, so I should be okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
You're there.
All right.
Be giving away a pair of tickets to an upcoming Dolphins game, I'm sure, and
okay.
have tons of Real Radio swag.
I love it.
And I got
Sunday gig, so that's a Miller Lite watch party.
There you go.
And I got some loser and scratch-off tickets you could bring too and give some people. So I mean, it's going to be a win all around. Jimmy, we have somebody at home?
I guess so.
No, I don't know. I thought you pointed to me. I'm sorry. If we don't, we can wait. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved. You'll have about 5 minutes to get an opportunity to win tickets to Creed, which we're going to give away at 11:45. That'll be your opportunity in about, I would say, 5 minutes. It is Halloween, so if you're going out tonight, maybe you got a great costume you want to talk about, or maybe over the weekend you want a Halloween costume party.
Yeah, and thank you so much, AJ, for emailing me your banana maggot costume, which now I do remember. For some reason, I couldn't picture it, and I was like, yep. And
Maybe you didn't want
to. I think that was it. I think I didn't want to, but it was from a couple years ago. It was from 2021, and man, he did such a great, because it was banana, and then he's got maggots on his beard and coming out of his nose and stuff.
That's great.
It's fantastic. So thank you for sending that over my way.
He won the contest with that. That we did that year.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's right.
You're right. I forgot about that.
Things happen.
quit
Mo and Sally do a great show on Cool 105.5 mornings for years. Mo was telling me a story about Friends, the sad passing of Matthew Perry, and he said that before they started the show, the producers gave the six of them a whole bunch of money and sent them to Vegas. And they said, go out there and have a good time. It'll be the last time you can go out in public and nobody's going to know who you guys are. That's pretty, crazy that they thought that much of the show was going to be that big. You know what I mean? So they gave him a whole bunch of money, and the six of them went out there and had a good time in Vegas. And he said after the show airs, you'll never be able to go out in public and, have a regular life. Jim, we do have somebody on hold?
Yeah, we got Gary on the line. Gary, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
What's happening?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Just driving around doing some stuff.
Cool. What's up?
Hey. I don't know. You tell me what's going on. What do you got? What do you need?
Oh, what do you got? Are you trying to win something?
Are you trying to get the Creed tickets?
Yeah.
You gotta wait till we give you the cue to call, and that's like in 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'll call back maybe.
All right. Yep. Sounds good.
You're trying to jump the gun.
Yep. What happens? I understand we have good stuff, but you gotta wait. We gotta make it even for everybody. Fair.
Yeah, we'll tell you when it's time to call in a couple of minutes, and then we have a giveaway every day on Real Radio. We always give you guys something because we appreciate you tuning in and listening to us and also supporting our sponsors. So we do appreciate both those things, but we will let you know in a couple of minutes when it is time to call 877-927-6969. Also, if you have any Halloween stories, let us know. Maybe something as a kid that you just cannot forget, something good or bad. Maybe there was a house on your block that you were like, man, every year I used to get so scared.
And what was the weirdest thing you've ever gotten in your trick or treat, like while you're trick or treating? What was the weirdest thing that somebody's ever handed out? I'm curious.
Curling iron.
You got a curling iron, huh? So that's odd.
I went to some girl's house and that's what she gave me.
Interesting.
I said, what are you giving out? She said, curling iron. Look at Jimmy's face.
Trying to think.
I think anytime I got fruit, I thought it was weird.
Yeah, apples always sucked.
Yeah.
And not just that, those are the easiest thing to put razor blades in.
Oh, God, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Anytime I got fruit, like an apple a few times and a couple oranges. I never got a banana.
Have you seen the trick or what people do? And they're like, haha, I can't wait for kids to open it up. And so it only reminds me, is it the Ferrero Rocher chocolates?
Okay.
They're in the gold wrappers,
Right.
and they look like the truffle kind of chocolates, right? Yeah. So when we ran out of stuff last Halloween, we had a pack of them.
Okay.
My husband had like stash, so we ended up giving them away.
It's nice.
And because there's still kids coming. We're like, oh my God. So we ended up giving to them. But I saw I was like, that is so evil. Somebody was just like, it looks just like one. So there was a thing on like TikTok or I don't know, some kind of social media where people were taking Brussels sprouts and wrapping them in that gold wrapper. And making them look. I was like, that is evil. So when you're a kid, you get so excited, you open it up and it's a Brussels sprout.
Oh, you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
That is brutal. I mean, I guess, right? It's trick or treat.
Yep.
So they got tricked.
I saw a similar meme where they were taking Brussels sprouts like that or something odd like radishes and dipping them in chocolate.
Yeah, that's even more mean.
And then wrapping them up like that.
Yes, because you're going to take a bite out of that sucker.
Darn right you are.
Oh, that's terrible. So BuzzFeed did come out with a list, and we can get into it because I know we have a prize we have to give away. But some of the things that people got were absolutely ridiculous. And like, I'll give you a for instance. This person said they got potato salad in a plastic bag.
Potato salad. Wow. I think we got probably the oddest thing I ever got was like some sort of like little toy.
Yes.
I wouldn't have expected a toy for Halloween, right? I mean, even the dental floss. You're always going to get that from somebody that's a health nut.
What kind of toys? Like the little jumping ants or something, or the frogs that you would have.
You need a little knick-knack toy from back in the day. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you want to give away a prize?
Let's do it.
All right, you figure out. Do you know what game we're going to do today?
He said, she said.
We're going to do he said, she said. All right, we have a pair of tickets to see Creed as they return to the stage for the first time in over 12 years. And they got, check this out, they're going to be with Three Doors Down, and Finger 11, Saturday, September 21st of next year at I Think Financial Amphitheater. We've got a pair of tickets for you right now. Let's see. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., looks like, according to this sheet.
Yes.
But so this is a win them before you can even buy them. A pair of tickets to see Creed next year. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. We're going to play He Said, She Said. I'm going to read you a quote. And all you got to do is tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I, Jimmy, say it? And we'll get you hooked up with a pair of tickets to this excellent show next year.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Phone lines are lit up. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, Creed. They've been around a long time. Saturday Night Live had another special guest, these cameos that, I know you said they've been doing them for a couple of years. But they had another special guest this week. I guess they're going to continue on doing this. I read an article that they're going to have cameos throughout the season.
Who was the cameo?
I forget his name. Your father. You know that guy?
Oh, yeah, Christopher Walken. You're right. I did watch it. He was in one of the opening skits.
Yeah.
So I got to catch some of it last night, and I totally forgot. He's done it before. He's hopped in SNL a few times and done some cameos.
Yeah, so there's been 3 shows so far. They've had some cameos. Obviously, the first one was Taylor Swift. And they've done a couple. Whether or not, who knows how long they're going to go
Mick
on.
Jagger, who did 2. He hopped into 2 skits.
That's a huge one.
He did 2 skits, yep. Nate Bargatze, I think his name is. If I'm messing that up, let me know. But he was the host, and Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, they were the musical guests. And Dave Grohl hopped into a couple skits, too.
Yeah.
And he's so good. But I wasn't super familiar with the host, that Nate Bargatze guy, or Bargates. I think it's Bargatze. I wasn't familiar with him. But he was really funny. At least his opening monologue to me made me, I chuckled a lot. So
Again, if you get out of that as a host, that's where you know what? You put down the measuring stick and then people's like, hey, it's good or not. Because the skits, a lot of times they're in them, but they're not the main focal point.
Yeah, and sometimes they're not that great, right?
No.
They're not written that great. But no, he did a good job. That was a good episode. So far, I've watched all 3, and they've been good.
Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready, and we're starting today's contest with Jerry. Jerry, welcome to the Penthouse.
Thank you, everybody.
Jerry, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, Greek. How about yourself?
Well, I can't be fantastic, but I'm glad that you're doing fantastic, and I appreciate you listening to Real Radio.
Been listening from the start.
Wow. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you for all those years of loyal listening, Jerry. Let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of tickets to see Creed next year. First time they've been on tour in 12 years. That's amazing. And we want to get you there. I'm going to read you a quote, Jerry. All you got to do is tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I say it? Okay, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here is your quote. I know you love the way I pull it. I know you love the way I pull it. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'll say Franny.
Sorry about that. That one was...
I know you love the way I pull it. I'll do it.
That was Greek.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry about that, Jerry. Happy Halloween.
Next up, we have John on the line. John, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, Jimmy. How are you? Hi, Franny. Hi, Greek.
Hi, John.
John, what is happening? Happy Halloween. Are you going trick-or-treating tonight?
No, I'm not. I'm going to stay home and give the candy out this year.
Oh, nice. You got a mask of Greek so you can look handsome?
Yeah, well, no, I don't have one of Greek. I have a Trump mask. I don't know if that's a good idea, but...
Wow. I think we're going to leave that one alone.
I was like, for some it may be, but for others.
Some, for others. This is true. All right, John, let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of tickets to see Three Doors Down next year. They're going to be with Creed, with Three Doors Down and Finger 11. I'm going to read you a quote, John. All you got to do is tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I, Jimmy, say it? Okay, buddy?
All right.
Here is your quote. That's a big package. That's a big package. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'm going to say you said it.
Yeah, that's right. I was
job.
the one who was impressed with the size of the package, and it sounded like this. That's a big package. It's big. It was huge, in fact. Great job, Jerry. John, I'm sorry. I'm going to put you on hold, John. If you can hang tight for a couple minutes when we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air. We'll get you set up with those tickets to see Creed next year. All right, buddy?
Fantastic.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Nice job.
Thank you, Jimmy, for your help.
Yes, congratulations. And if you're like, well, what are you guys doing tomorrow? 11:45. We got another good one. And it's our tastings event. We have a pair of passes to, and when I say ours, I mean this is iHeartRadio. This is all the stations here. West Palm Beach is iHeartRadio, Treasure Coast, and we do food, wine, craft, beer, music. It's a fantastic event at the Tanger Outlets in Palm Beach, and that is on November 11th, which is not this Saturday, it's next Saturday, right around the corner, where you get unlimited samples of some of the area's best food, wine, craft beers, and spirits. If you want to get your tickets and you're like, man, I don't know if I want a chance at trying to win, we do want you to call tomorrow at 11:45. But if you want to go ahead and purchase your tickets and get more info, you can absolutely do so. That is pbtastings.com. And there are a limited amount of VIP tickets, which gets you in an hour earlier so you can start sampling all the goodness before everybody else.
11:11. So it's pretty easy to remember. You're going to have a great opportunity tomorrow at 11:45 on Real Radio. Again, every day we have a giveaway for you guys. Want to thank you for listening. And we always appreciate you supporting our sponsors.
So I got some weird things that people were talking about when they got in there when they went trick or treating, and we also got Stacy from West Palm Beach who texted in, and she said, growing up, we had a neighbor that worked for Pepsi. He'd give out cans of Pepsi, and you would think it was gold. So we would all hit his house 3 or 4 times for Halloween.
Oh wow,
that's great. Oh, that's fantastic, right? So here's some other things I had mentioned. Some weird things, ridiculously weird things kids actually got when they were trick-or-treating. One of them was potato salad in a plastic bag I'd mentioned. Yes.
Wiffle ball.
This is my neighbor gave out period starter kits to the girls and condoms to the boys.
That's weird.
Wow.
Period starter kits.
Wow,
what? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, what comes in that?
I guess, I don't know, tampon pads. I don't know. Chocolate. I don't know. Somebody says, one year I actually got a cat. A kitten. Somebody's like, hey, do you want a kitten? His name, his name is Levi, and I still have him 17 years later.
Oh, how about that, huh?
Yep. Do you want a cat? Sure, why not? Somebody else, speaking of soda, says, I got a baby turtle and a can of orange soda for Halloween one year when trick-or-treating. A baby turtle.
All right.
Somebody said, I got a gingerbread cookie in the shape of a penis. Right. And this was, so when I read this one, I was like, I remember. So back in the day when I was trick-or-treating as a little girl in Georgia, somebody gave out like those little Bibles.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I remember getting one of those. And it reminds you because somebody here got a pamphlet about why Halloween was a celebration of Satan.
Right.
Wow.
That's what kids got.
Yeah, we got the New York Post.
There's some religious reason for that. And I don't really understand it.
So another person says, as a kid, I got a deflated balloon that said over the hill. A packet of McDonald's croutons. That's at the point where people are just opening up the drawers going, what do I do? Just turn off your light. Go inside at that point.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. They said one house gave out pizza slices, but also made you put your name in a raffle to win a huge model airplane. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Change, I got some houses.
Yeah, some people give away pennies.
Money.
Yeah. No, seriously, like I would get quarters or
pennies is all. I never got the silver stuff.
No, it was pennies, nickels, quarters they would give you. I remember that.
Not often, but every now and then. We had a kid that I grew up with. His father worked for M&M Mars.
Okay.
And because that was when it was, I think it's still up in Hackettstown, New Jersey. And anyway, so he'd have all the good candy.
I'm sure.
And everybody
That's
lined up at his house.
I'm sure everybody knew.
Everybody was there, yeah.
This one, live goldfish, not even in plastic bags. They just panicked and dumped fish into our bags.
Oh, my God.
That is terrible. Those poor fishies. Somebody said they got bouillon cubes, you know, the stuff that you make broth out of.
Yeah.
And they probably opened it up not knowing as a kid because it's wrapped in the silver wrapping.
Put it in your mouth. Oh, my God. That sucks.
Yep. Old coins from all over the world.
Well,
They
that's
said
nice.
this guy put them in little squares with the date and what country on them.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, as an adult, I'm like, it's kind of cool. As a kid, you're like, I want candy. They said one house always had a bowl of hotel toiletries.
Nice.
Kool-Aid.
Yep. You said a curling iron. Somebody said they actually did get a hairdryer one time.
That's impressive.
Chris, yep. A package of hot dogs somebody got. Weird things that they got. Can you imagine? Like people
When
just
you put it out, you get a package of
I guess better, the entire package and not an individual Frankfurter.
That's true. That's true. But we want to know, what is the weirdest thing
Those
that
are
you
some pretty weird ones.
have gotten
Very.
trick-or-treating? Yes, and there's a lot. There's a lot more, but they're talking about the weirdest thing kids have gotten, and I'm curious. Real life, we want to hear from you. 47142 started off with Real Radio. You can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Another fun way is using that talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app.
I think the live fish is going to be tough to beat.
We've heard batteries before, right? Haven't you heard
Yeah.
batteries? I've heard batteries.
Yeah.
The
fish, no, I never heard of a live fish.
Yeah. No, that poor fish. Not just that, you're dumping fish into a bag of candy.
Yeah.
And then what was another one that was really back in the day when I was growing up, because they were popular, they would give out the Garbage Pail Kid cards.
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
you would get those
Right.
too.
Baseball cards.
Yeah. There was a lady in our street. She used to give away shoelaces. Which I thought was odd.
That's pretty
She would always say, every kid breaks a pair of laces and you need a pair.
Yeah. Oh, the little jars I would get of Play-Doh. Did you guys ever get that? Mm-hmm. They made the little things of Play-Doh. Sometimes we would get those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be very unique. Very
Cough
unique.
drops.
Cough drops. Cough drops aren't bad. I mean,
Some of them taste like candy.
Gum. I mean, it's not candy, but you get packs of like juicy fruit and stuff like
Gum
that.
is candy. No, you don't put that in the same. You don't put it in the candy category.
I put
at least close enough.
Yeah, I
but-
always think like, Hershey, Kit Kat, Snickers, stuff like that. It is the Penthouse. If you want to add to this conversation, give us a call, text us, or email Jimmy. It is the Penthouse. We're going to come back with fun facts about witches. Meow.
No one gives a big warm hug like us when you need it. Come on, get in here. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. What? Yeah, it might be fall, and some people are all about pumpkin spice and dead leaves. But we know all you care about is football season.
That's why Real Radio wants to hook you up with $1,000 in Red Zone revenue.
Go to an away game, buy some new jerseys, or gamble it all away.
I like this kind of party.
We don't care what you do with it.
We've got 13 shots per day to score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Listen for the keyword, then enter it at realradio921.com, and you could score $1,000.
Score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Good luck from Real Radio.
Red Zone revenue is sponsored by Filter by HVAC Solutions, residential HVAC and indoor air quality services for every AC need. Now offering free emergency service for Real Radio listeners. Dial pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. You'll receive a one-time auto dial text message. That's pound 250, keyword stay cool.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Crash in Palm Beach Gardens, southbound 95 by Military Trail, though FHP reports no lanes are blocked there. And look out for an accident near the West Palm Service Plaza. This is on the southbound side of the Turnpike. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. As an MVP's Pro Rewards member at Lowe's, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. In-store only, exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek for Filter by HVAC Solutions. We made it through the summer, and it was very hot. But guess what? Your air conditioner is likely overworked, tired. It's important to make sure it's properly serviced and maintained. Take care of it before it happens that there's a big problem or an emergency. And if there's an emergency, we can all agree, if your air conditioner is not working, it is an emergency. Pound 250 and say keyword stay cool. Pound 250 and say keyword stay cool. Filter by HVACSolutions.com. Go to our website. Over 70,000 five-star reviews. You will receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart. If you have a problem with your air conditioning or you want to make sure it's working properly, there's only one place to call. Filter by HVAC Solutions. It's football season, and if your team doesn't score, you get hot under the collar. You can't afford for your air conditioner not to work. Pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. Pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. Filter by HVAC Solutions. They'll keep you cool every single day of the year. Peace.
MSNBC is going to be live here all night.
Today's news requires more facts.
U.S. officials say that Russia approved the actions taken by Russian pilots.
More analysis.
Our gun violence epidemic is something no other wealthy country has.
And more perspective.
This is not just about women and pregnant people in Texas. This is about people across this country.
The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeartRadio app. It's commercial-free Halloween radio. Plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think of Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
GimmeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB-rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Robert in Tallahassee, got a question for the Magic 8 Ball. Let's hear it.
Oh, great and mystical Magic 8 Ball, all-powerful and all-knowing. Are the Hurricanes going to win tonight?
Now the important questions. All right, here we go. Are the Hurricanes going to win tonight? Magic 8 Ball says... don't count on it.
Son of a bitch.
Ooh, look at the Devils coming back on you.
He hung up. Son of a bitch. Now that's a sports fan right there.
Lex and Terry, weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword radio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Happy Halloween.
with my pumpkins. In Greek, if you trick or treat by my house, I won't hand you any candy, but I will give you my cookie.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Lucky bastard.
Don't play the lottery because you just hit your sister's ass. It is Halloween, so you can be a little crazy today, all in good fun, and trick or treat somebody maybe, and a good way to meet somebody too, male or female. Maybe you want to go up to somebody and say, "Hey, I love your costume." If they don't have anything on, it could be an icebreaker, or it can make the relationship go completely south. Jimmy, good afternoon.
Hello, and good afternoon.
Thank you for coming to work today. Franny, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
And number one Halloween costume in the Penthouse. You win it. First place. Great job.
Thanks.
Time for some...
I don't know how happy I am about this, but thank you. I appreciate it.
You're going to get a prize at 150.
Oh, okay. What is that?
I can't tell you.
Greek's leaving.
That's what I thought he was going to say. That's what I thought you were going to say.
That was pretty good, Jimmy. I got to be honest. That's going to be tough to top. I'm leaving at 150. Time for some fun facts about witches and bitches.
Witches and bitches. Now, in case you were curious about Halloween, Halloween marks the modern witch's New Year's Eve. It is a time spent celebrating death, fertility, and renewal. Yes, it is. Halloween is believed to be the time when the dead and other demonic creatures rise to walk the earth once more.
Is this the Penthouse or Walking Dead?
I appreciate the sound effects. I really do. Keep them coming.
That's my job.
It is estimated that between the 15th to 18th centuries, approximately 2 million people were executed for witchcraft.
Really?
80% of this number were women.
Oh, that's not fair.
They're probably like on their periods and they're like, she's a witch, she's crazy. And then they just burned them at the stake.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I know. I get it. It is sad. The tradition of witches riding their brooms isn't just because they were the handiest flight objects available. The broomstick is symbolic of the magical powers of females because, of course, it is employed, in the cleansing of ritual places.
Wow.
And now we clean with them.
Boy,
like your lady. Yep.
That painted a picture.
The celebration of Halloween started in the United States as an autumn harvest festival, not as a religious holiday. In pioneer days, some Americans celebrated Halloween with corn popping parties.
Corn?
Corn popping parties, taffy pulls, and hay rides.
Taffy pulls?
Taffy pulls.
Wow,
like when you make taffy, you know?
Okay.
Remember? Yeah.
There was a strip pole made out of taffy.
Not poles, pulls.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the late 19th century, with large influx of Irish immigrants into the U.S., Halloween became associated with ghosts, goblins, and witches. So they brought it here from Ireland. Jack-o'-lanterns are Irish traditions. I believe we learned that before. The word witch comes from the old Saxon word Wicca, meaning wise one. The earliest witches were respected dealers in charms and medicines and tellers of fortunes. So they used to be respected until they came here. They're like, nope. The pumpkin itself, according to this, originated in Mexico about 9,000 years ago. But it is one of the America's oldest known vegetables. I did not know that. According to the legend, the jack-o'-lantern began with a fellow named Jack, who was too stingy to be allowed into heaven and too mischievous to join the devil in hell. As consolation, the devil threw Jack a lighted coal, which Jack placed inside a turnip he was eating. It is said that Jack continues to use a coal to light his path as he searches for a final resting place.
Oh, at least he's not dead.
Did you know that? I did not know that.
I know Wizard of Oz years ago was released on Halloween because of the witches. That I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then finally here, more facts.
Anybody buying it?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Check.
Just making sure.
No.
What day was
I'm
it?
not going to look it up.
Finally here, Candy.
It sounded a little good, though, with the witches.
According to CandyUSA.com, the parents' favorite treats to sneak from their kids' trick-or-treat bags are snack-sized chocolate bars. 70% sneak these. Candy-coated chocolate pieces. I'm guessing like M&Ms. They just don't give you they just give you the generic name of it. Caramels or caramel, however you like to say it. Gum. And parents' least favorite goodie to take from kids, licorice. And then finally here in the United States, the first citywide celebration for Halloween was in I'm going to miss this. Anoka, and Anoka, Minnesota in 1921. And there you go for your Halloween facts today.
Thank you, Francis. Great job as always. Fun facts. We do it every day, 12:05. We like to tie it around the actual day we're in. Maybe a certain day has a holiday we're celebrating. Like tomorrow could be hula hoop day, and it'll be about hula hoops. Not always, but sometimes. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You could also email Jimmy at realradio921.com, or you could text us, Real Radio First, put that in, 47142. So yesterday, it was a couple of days ago, I was with one of my good friends, and she called me, and she was looking for a favor, nothing big, and she was with her new boyfriend, and she said to me, and I was on speakerphone, she's like, and I didn't really know he was there. I knew I was on speaker, but I didn't know he was there. She said, when you dated me years ago, would you consider me to be high maintenance? And I think girls really get offended if a guy says they're high maintenance. And I was honest. I said, yeah, at times you are. And she was like, Greek. And I'm like, all right. I didn't know the guy was right there at the table with
Don't ask a question if you don't want the answer.
True.
I said at times. I didn't say always. I said, because I have definitely been around some high maintenance people. I said at times, not always. I backtracked. But I think one thing you should always do is if you're on speakerphone, you should tell people. Because I think that they deserve that right. Anytime you have anybody on speakerphone, in car, anything, because you say the wrong thing, and then you might speak. I might speak a certain way to Jimmy, and you know what? I might not say something in front of somebody else.
You can't tell?
No, I can't. No, not when somebody's in their car. I can't.
You can't? Okay.
No, not always. But if say they have me on their phone in their car, right? I might not know somebody's in their car with them.
Well, no, but I just mean, like, I can tell when we're on I'm on speakerphone with somebody. Yeah. I mean, the sound is that you hear the background noise. Mm-hmm. To me, I don't know, maybe that's with radio and picking up call. I don't know if that's where I got it from, but I can usually tell when I'm on speaker.
Yeah,
I typically can too.
Yeah, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And I guess obviously it might have to do with not paying attention. Obviously.
Maybe.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that you should always tell the person, like, hey, you're on speaker. And so just so you know. So you don't say the wrong thing. Because you can say the wrong thing. And, I might say something to you.
Yeah, so then you lie.
I don't want to lie. I did. I didn't say she was high maintenance all the time. I said
so what does that mean to him, though?
Oh, she was like kidding around. She was with her new guy, and she was like, he says I'm high maintenance one at a time.
So it was kind of like a friendly bet with each other. She was like, I don't think I am, and he does, and so they were trying to ask you.
Yeah, they called me for something else, and then she said, Greek, what do you think?
So you reaffirmed it to him. You took it from his side, so then she got mad.
Yeah.
At that.
She's like, Greek. I'm like, sometimes.
And then he's over in the corner pumping his fist going, see, I told you were high maintenance, bitch.
Yeah. And he said nobody dated more high maintenance girls than Greek. And if he's saying you're high maintenance, I mean, it depends what you think is high maintenance. Some people that I was with that people knew thought they were super high maintenance, and I was like, they really weren't. And some people seem to be. Everybody has a different line in the sand what you think high maintenance. And for a guy, too. Some guys could be very high maintenance, and women, both, not just one. There isn't anything that we speak about as one side. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. If you guys want to get involved, you can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. And again, anything about Halloween, maybe this weekend, maybe you want a costume party contest, if you ever did. If you ever got Franny, have you ever won one? Because you have great costumes every year.
I don't know if I've ever entered.
Oh, because you have great costumes.
Long time ago, before Square Grouper and Jupiter is what it was. Like, if there was only like a tiki bar there. Now this place is massive, and that's how long ago it was. I entered one with some girlfriends, and I think we placed like second or third, but we didn't win, and that was a long time ago. But other than that, I just like to get dressed up. I really don't enter costume contests. We go to parties or bars, but we're not there specifically.
Yeah, Monroe's had $500, but there are some nightclubs in Miami, big cities, New York, Vegas, that have like thousands, 2,500, 2,000.
Vegas, I bet, has a ton.
Oh yeah, they have some huge ones. We were talking to Teddy last week, and he was saying it was all weekend. Like every night, there's going to be start Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, tonight. They have some big ones in the casinos.
They probably have ones that are just designated for Elvis.
You're probably right.
People dressing up as Elvis.
You're right. You're probably right.
Look at all those Elvi.
Yeah. That is something.
Is that plural for Elvis?
Yeah, it's always something you can walk down the street in Vegas any time of year and see an Elvis impersonator.
I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Always. Always, always. Any time of year. You got to say something to them, too, maybe kidding around with them. But, yeah, they're always out there.
Well, I know. I mean, even Key West for Fantasy Fest, they do a lot of costume contests. They even do, like, the parade. They do, people win, whoever has, like, the best floats and stuff like that. They were saying that this year they're trying to kind of PG-13 it down because Fantasy Fest, a lot of times, is very sexual. A lot of body paints. A lot of crazy things happen. So I heard they're trying to make that move to make it a little bit more family friendly.
It's going to be hard.
And it is. But they said this year they saw a big turn from more costume based than like the sexual kind of fetish base. So they had it was like a unicorn and something theme that they had this year around. So they saw a lot of people in clothing.
Really?
Wow. Holy
I
crap.
saw people who went and they weren't wearing much clothing. And I'm talking about like people that I actually knew because they probably didn't get the memo. But from what I've been reading with reports and news pieces, that's what they're trying to do.
Friday, we're at Strike Cigar Lounge. We're going to have to ask Ronnie, the owner of Strike.
Did he go?
He goes every year for like the last 20 years. He loves it, has a good time down there, so we're going to have to ask him. We'll be at Strikes for Greek Gridiron on Friday, Royal Palm Plaza. But, yeah, we'll ask him. And that's huge. Have you ever been down there for that?
I've been a couple times.
Thousands of people?
It's lots, yes.
Yeah.
Thousands, yes.
Yeah. That must be very unique to be down there with that going on. 877-927-6969.
And by 1,000, I mean like 60,000 people.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, like a Dolphin game.
That seems...
It's 10 days
like
worth of events, too.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like there's a certain amount of it that's fun, but with that many people, I mean,
that's
the
huge.
Streets are just crowded, right?
But that's what
Everywhere
they
you
say. So,
go.
I mean, I don't know if that's going to be all at once.
Okay.
Right?
Okay,
Because it
so-
is. They take up a few weekends. It's like 2 weekends worth of festivities.
Yeah, so you could say maybe on a weekend you might have
It's a 10-day festival.
10,000 people maybe down there?
Not all that amount of people are there at one given time.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a ton of people, though. I mean, if you're down there.
It's still packed.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean, don't
sure.
get me wrong.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
still
sure.
packed, especially when you're on Duval for the parades and stuff like that. It gets congested.
877-927-6969. If you ever went down there, want to reflect and call us about maybe something that happened, good, bad, or indifferent, let us know. Again, what is the weirdest thing you ever got when you went trick-or-treating? We had a lot of good things in the text line. One of the craziest thing I think so far was some guy was talking about he got a live fish put in his trick-or-treat bag.
Somebody said last year on the text line, I put out Vienna sausages, and they took every last one of them. All right.
Cooked?
I do not believe you, but they said I tell the trick-or-treaters to open their bag, then I spin a label full of hot Navy bean soup into their sack. That's terrible.
Come on. Poor kids.
Let's see. What else do we have on here? They said the older kids in our neighborhood used to give out raw eggs thrown into the bottom of your bag. That's not very nice. And then they said we had a neighbor who was a dentist and, of course, gave out toothbrushes and toothpaste. This year, we're actually going to pass out Pokemon cards. It's a 3 in a pack. We'll see if we get egged. I don't think so. I think the kids would appreciate that. I don't know if all of them will, but I don't see you getting egged for something like that.
No, I always thought it was a little odd to get, baseball cards or something like, like the little toy like I had mentioned, but it didn't happen very often, and I didn't think it was terrible.
No.
Now, floss, you can keep it.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. You mark it down. Don't go to that house next year.
Somebody said in 2005 I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I wore a nun costume. So I was a pregnant nun. They said I won the contest, but the prize was liquor. So I didn't take it, obviously. But I did win. So that's awesome. And then talking about high maintenance, they said, is it possible for a woman to be high maintenance and low rent at the same time? Hashtag ex-wife. So that's the way you participate. 47142. Started off with Real Radio.
Always appreciate you guys getting involved with us.
Want to take a phone call?
Sure.
We got Sandy on the line. Sandy, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hi.
Hey, Sandy, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
I'm good. Been down to Fantasy Fest several times.
Okay.
And got body painted quite a bit.
Wow.
And the one thing that I did do is we pulled up next to a car, and it was a minister, so I pulled down my shirt and flashed him.
Oh, wow. How about that?
What do you do?
I mean, it's the only thing to do, right, Sandy?
Did you make the sign of the cross and say you're going right to heaven?
What'd you have painted on you? Halos?
No, it was a body paint of a cat.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it was a blast, though. And I'll tell you the weirdest thing I did see, and this is the honest to God truth, a woman had her boobs pierced and a chain running down to the man's you-know-what. it was connected.
Wow.
It was so painful.
Ooh, that sounds like that'd be very. Imagine if you go the wrong way, like one person's trying to go one way and the other one. Oh.
Right? Or you get pushed.
Yes, that sounds horrible.
Anyway, those were the good old days.
Yeah, they sound like they were very committed to each other.
Good old days.
Right? Yeah, I'm too old for that now. But anyway, flashback from the past. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy. Have a great day.
There was, I don't know if you saw this, Jimmy, about a couple of weeks ago, there was a college football coach who was being interviewed by a girl. And I guess she got painted, and the coach didn't realize that she was, and he was just talking to her about the game. I don't know what school it was, but it was out there on social media. Then it came down. But he did not realize that she was, body painted. And she was talking to him, and he was asking him questions about the game, and he was answering them straight.
Like a student reporter type thing?
I guess that's what she was portraying. I don't know. But I did see it on one of the things.
It was supposed to be a Halloween costume type thing?
No.
Or it was just unrelated? Just she had done up in some sort of body painting?
She was body painted.
Like she had clothes on?
No clothes on. No, she was body painted.
No, like she had clothes on.
Yeah, like a sweater or something like that. But you could tell. I think it was on TikTok. I saw it about a month ago. Maybe it was high school. Might have been high school or a small college, not Division I.
You can always tell when somebody's. You may not be able to see.
Yeah.
But exactly where things are.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty strategic. I mean, do they mostly put like pasties or something on the areolas?
Sometimes do. Sometimes not.
And then they paint over it. But yeah, I mean, there's pretty damn good artists who do body painting that from afar you would have no idea.
No.
Yep.
No. There's been a couple of times I've been around people you didn't know until you got right on top of them. And then at that point, you could.
Well, there was a girl who it was one of those pranks or whatever, and social media, and they went to the gym wearing only body paint, and it looked when you go those outfits are so damn tight these days, anyways, between the shorts and the sports bras and the leggings, the yoga pants. So a girl she was in full. It was little shorts and a white sports bra. It looked like that was body painted on her, and it looked like she was in gym clothes, and nobody really realized until they got up close to her that she was just in body paint. And that's it.
Got to be very, you see something like that, you're like, what the hell's going on?
Hey, what's your rent?
You just passed Jim.
But it was like, a guy and a girl did it, trying to see how long it would take him to get kicked out of a Planet Fitness.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they were pranking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Planet Fitness. Did it say how long it took him to get kicked out?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, wow. I wonder how long it would take him to get kicked out.
I don't even know if they did, to be honest with you.
They probably got their whole workout in, and then was like, hey, guess what? We were body painted. If you ever been in that scenario, let us know, where you were totally shocked of somebody being.
I don't know if they did a very strenuous workout, because you would think that body paint would start streaking.
I would say that. It might start smearing a little in certain areas and be like, all right, we can figure this out. Yeah, I saw it on TikTok, on Instagram, with some coach. I don't know when it was. I saw it about 3 weeks ago, but I don't know if it was last year, but it was definitely a high school or a college coach. And the girl was interviewing him. She had like question after question. He just kept answering. He wasn't really paying attention, but I guess obviously that's part of it. 877-927-6969. That's one way you can get involved with the show about Halloween today, because it is Halloween if you want to get involved in any aspect. You could also text us. You guys have been great today supporting the text line, Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Speaking of costumes, you know what I saw on my Facebook feed last night? It was an advertisement. I guess you can buy them, the shades that Dion wears.
Oh, yeah.
Those gold ones. I guess that's part of the apparel that he's been hawking since he's been coach there out in Colorado.
Oh, he has a piece of the company.
Yeah, it's all one piece. The lens is all one piece, and it was all gold. I'm sure that they were, just like a quote-unquote knockoff. To what he wears. I'm sure his are a little bit more expensive, but
he's involved in that company. And when he did his first press conference, it was reported the company made $1 million on that Friday.
Yep.
And that's another Halloween costume you could be.
Yeah.
Get the gold West.
Easy one, right?
Get the shades. Shirt, hat, like you said. Get the shades. I'm sure people are going to be Dion.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But yeah, this company supposedly made $1 million one Friday after he did a press conference. And I don't know what is it, connections with I know he has something to do with the company. I don't know if it's his own line or he bought into it.
Okay.
But you can buy them.
I think they created like a Dion line.
Yeah. And people were buying them crazy. And I'm not surprised.
What was the name of the brand? It's one that I'm familiar with. It was Blenders that he did have one, but he might have his own, or maybe it's the Prime 21 from Blenders.
Okay.
But blenders are quite affordable. So even probably the ones he was wearing, maybe $50 to $70. And I'm saying affordable for Deion Sanders' sake, but they can range. You can find some blenders for $30, but I'm sure his were probably more on the higher ends. That's $60 to $70.
And if you also have a costume that you could do fairly easy, let us know. We'll come back with a trifecta. I know we got a couple people on hold and some more trick-or-treating. We'll be back.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing a little bit.
One of the best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Crash in Palm Beach Gardens, southbound 95 by Military Trail, though FHP reports no lanes are blocked there. And look out for an accident near the West Palm Service Plaza. This is on the southbound side of the Turnpike. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe Palm Beach. Peace.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk. Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Football is back. Come on out to Charlie's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football Watch Party of the season as Miami takes on Kansas City from Germany. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Miller Lite during all college and pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 9:30 a.m. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Escape with the best stories of the year on Audible. Your celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station.
The Greek from Jimmy Below Average Condoms for the below average guy. And if you know me, you know I like a nice little tootsie roll on a full moon on Halloween, and you can too. Thanks to our new partnership with Willy Wonka, for a limited time only, Every condom we sell is now fully edible. That's right. Pass around your little Snicker bar tonight at your office Halloween party. We're going to give you the treat, but you got to pay for the trick, baby. Trick or treat, baby. Peace.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Halloween. I hope you guys are having a good day and celebrating tonight in some capacity. And if you're giving out candy to the kids, tell them they look good. Everybody always likes to hear you're looking good or you're doing a good job. So tell them both. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And Francis is here.
Someone say you're doing a good job and you look great in your costume.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, okay. We're like, yeah, you're kicking ass with that trick-or-treating today.
Yeah, I think
nice
it's good.
job, kid.
Who doesn't like it? Even if you see a grown-up in a costume, say, hey, you know what? You really look good.
And you're doing a good job.
And you're doing a good job.
Yes.
No?
Nice
All right.
job.
I don't know. I like to give people encouragement. I think it builds them up, and especially when they get it from me. Time for Trifecta.
Makes sense.
There was some Monday Night Football last night. Are you ready for some football? And if you had the Lions, you're happy today. If you had the Raiders, I feel bad for you. Jimmy G sucked last night. He was brutal, bad. Adams was wide open in the third quarter or early fourth quarter, wide open. I mean, and overthrew him. Adams had a fit on the sideline, smashed his helmet. Today is the trade deadline in the NFL, 4 p.m. There are some strong rumors. Barkley's getting traded to the Ravens, and Adam is getting traded to the Cowboys. We will see what happens today. They're just rumors that are out there. But Monday Night Football, the Lions, I think that was the first time they were on Monday Night Football in years. Years it has to be. I can't remember last time they were on Monday Night Football. But they ended up winning, and they were having a good season. I believe right now they are 6-2. There was a World Series game last night. You probably said, what? World Series? Who the hell was watching that? People in Houston and Texas, I think. The Rangers ended up winning 3-1, so they got the victory. Last night was the only night in the year where all the four major sports were in action. Panthers were in Boston. Heat were in Milwaukee. Monday Night Football and baseball. So all four were in action last night. And also, Kelsey's family and brother said the attention is getting a little bit too much for them. They want to see if they can quiet it down. The drama is getting to them. They can't go out at all. This was on a podcast, and everywhere they go, they're being hounded. But again, you're involved with Taylor Swift. She's got more fans than anybody. You're going to get that. That stuff where you could maybe go to a supermarket alone or maybe want to go to movies or something like that, that's over for a while. If they break up and it fades, then maybe something will happen. As of now, you're on their list. And Taylor Swift has so many fans, so you got to expect when you go out, you're going to hear it. People are going to want an autograph. People are going to want to take a picture. That's going to happen. So there's nothing you could do with that at this present time. Chiefs are in Germany this week as they're taking on our Miami Dolphins, which will be one of the best matchups of the week in the NFL. I know the other big matchup is Philly and the Dallas Cowboys. But the Chiefs and Dolphins, Sunday morning, 9:30, that's going to be a premier contest. I'm sure it's going to get one of the best ratings ever on a Sunday. Because a lot of the Sunday matchups are just, not great. But this is a good one. Could be a preview of the AFC Championship. And that is your lunchtime trifecta.
Yeah, I hate to see that game be affected by the travel, too. You know, I mean, again, the two offensive powerhouses, Kansas City not exactly living up to their name, Miami doing as good, if not better, than I think they were expected. So that would have been a really good game. I hope it's not affected by the time difference.
Well, Miami gets a break because it was supposed to be a Chief home game.
Right.
And it's definitely tougher to play in Kansas City than it's going to be in Germany. There'll be mixed crowds.
I don't know. Do you think?
Well, as far as the
think
crowd.
if I'm a Dolphin, I'd rather play in Arrowhead than go over there.
Yeah, I don't think travel-wise it's a pain in the ass, but I'm saying as far as the crowd, you know, I mean, Kansas City got 70,000 people. There's going to be a lot of Dolphin fans.
I think so, too.
Yeah, there always are a lot of Dolphin fans. There's one of those franchises that get a lot of people to come out. But I think it's a pain in the ass. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it's good because I think it affects the season after the fact. They see teams' records when they come back. Buffalo this year, you know, real, you know, sluggish getting back there, and it's hard. I mean, it really hard for the team. They should definitely have buys the week after. And I know
they gave them the option this year.
Yeah.
That's what I read anyway.
Yeah.
The NFL gave every team the option to have their bye the following week of when they've gone overseas.
Yeah, some teams didn't want it because they felt it was too early in the season. Then they had to go, 12, 13 games straight.
Did the Dolphins take advantage of that? Do you know if they'll have their bye week next week?
I'm not sure, Jimmy.
Okay, all right.
So I know, like, when reading some on like a couple news sites, they're like, listen, a lot of and this is the NFL general manager for Germany. His name is Alexander Steinforth, and he said a lot of Germans don't have a team yet. They don't. So you're going to get a lot of people to travel. So this is what they're trying to create. They're trying to create. Well, I love that. They said the league says it has 18 million casual fans. That would be roughly 1 in 5 residents of Germany, right? And they said that they are trying to do this. So we have a game, the Chiefs and Dolphins, and then the Patriots go in there. But the Chiefs and the Patriots both actually have commercial rights in Germany under the league's global market program. So they're going to be pushing more of their kind of gear towards Germany. So you may see people who are going to be new to going to an NFL game, maybe doesn't have a team. They're going to have the Chiefs more in their face than you are Miami Dolphins stuff. And I guess, right, then the Patriots come and play after?
Yeah.
In Germany?
Yeah.
Following week.
Yeah. Both Kansas City and the Dolphins are on a bye next week, the following week. So they both took advantage of that. And so.
Yeah, and the Chiefs are doing, they said spend $1 million in preparation and fan events. So they're going to be doing a lot of fan events prior to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's not paying he has to travel that far, but it's good they're getting a week off after it. And I can see that now because it's about mid-season. It's week 9. So I can see the early teams, week 4 or 5, they're probably like, we don't want to go, 14 weeks straight.
That's the thing, right? Who was out there first? England, that is, not Germany, of course. This is the first game in Germany, too, if I remember right.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So this is a new experience there. I mean, now they're going to be testing that field and what it's like. I don't know. I did see when they were preparing for one of the games at Wembley, in London, they don't use the same grass as the soccer.
Oh, okay.
They actually change it.
That's good.
They change it out. It's a different type. I don't know if it's a different type of grass. I don't really know much more other than I saw them change it out. In one of those rapid type of a B-roll things before one of the games, just like they do when they show where the Cardinals play and they change the field and bring it inside and that type of thing.
That's
cool. It's and actually, the soccer field kind of collapses and goes underneath, and then the football field came up on top.
It's amazing.
It is absolutely wow. And engineering design is just out of this world. But so I don't know if Germany's like that. I don't know anything about that field. I haven't heard anything. I know the first year that they went to England, they had all kinds of problems because they did play on the soccer grass, and the guys couldn't get any footing, and it was always muddy and it was deep. The grass
trial
was
and
real
error,
deep.
right?
Yeah.
And then they ended up changing it.
Yeah.
The Arizona video is cool. If you've never seen that, look it up. Where they take their stadium, they put it out in the desert, obviously to dry it off and water it, and that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and I'm sure Germany's paying attention to what they've done already, right?
You would think. I think at this point the NFL will probably regulate it. Like you have to do something or whatever, and then they can determine what cleats they can wear and that type of thing.
I mean, you never know with the NFL. I mean, one of the biggest things that they complained about last year, if you remember, was the Super Bowl. That was here. And all the players were falling all over the place, and they said the field, remember, it was a bad fitting.
I wasn't expecting it.
No.
You mean the one who wears all the rain? When it was here, you mean?
No, last year. They played last year, the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Oh.
Yeah, they complained constantly. The field was terrible. They didn't know what cleats to wear.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Guys
People
were
losing shoes.
Yeah. Guys were and they were like, how the hell did this happen?
Right.
The biggest game in the year in our country, and we were not prepared. So you would think like something like that, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Check the field.
So we got a couple texts at 47142 all over the place from the World Series to Halloween. We have one here. It says, Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Chris, the bus driver. Let me tell you, Ferragamo and Versace is not cheap. I'll give you one guess as who I'm going as for Halloween. I don't know. You want to guess, Jimmy? Let's see. Ferragamo. I don't know so much Versace. The Versace's throwing me off a bit.
Mo from Mornings on Cool 105.5.
Ferragamo. Says, as always, money's on the dresser. And then we have somebody who texted in. They said, as somebody who traveled regularly from Middle East to the U.S. and back, going east is easy. Going westbound is the killer. That's what they said. And then AJ goes, did Greece say that people in Houston and Texas are watching the World Series? So he said, I know geography isn't Greek's strong suit, but Houston is in Texas and the Rangers are in Arlington. Texas anyway. LOL, I know it's just a show, Greek. There you go. And then somebody says, isn't it called pitch instead of grass? I guess when talking about the field. I don't know. That was a text that came in.
Couldn't tell you.
What, for the field material? What the field is made of?
I'm just reading the text message.
I don't know. I always thought it was called the turf or the grass. I didn't hear anything. You said pitch?
Pitch.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I
I've
never heard that
either.
Maybe on on soccer fields. Maybe that's what they're saying.
Maybe. I don't know. I never heard
Like
it.
Germany.
Yeah, I've heard it described as turf, grass, but I've never heard it as pitch. Doesn't mean obviously it isn't out there. It just hasn't crossed my menu.
Yeah, I don't know, but thank you for always participating on that text line. Now, I have something fun that we can get into, and this is you might be a jerk if you have one of these on your car.
Okay.
Now, some of these I think that we can be like, yeah, I've seen this, and yeah, I probably think you are. And of course, not everybody is a jerk. This is not a blanket statement. It's just kind of having fun with this list. But number one, if you have this on your car, you might be a jerk. And I'm going to give you a hint. If you have this hanging from the hitch of your car, you might be a jerk. Any idea?
Parapolinis.
What?
Parapolinis?
Polinis?
Yeah, balls.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what a Polini was, but yes. I've never heard Polini
The
before.
old knockers.
Yeah, we are talking about the truck nuts.
The truck nuts.
The truck nuts is the number one thing on this list. You may be a jerk if you have this on your car. Can be a decal, can have something hanging from a car, whatever it is. What else do you think is on this?
How about those back off mud flaps?
So I wish it would give me in list form. This is more of a this is like it's a slideshow, so I can't see it.
Oh,
I know. I want to see it as a list.
So you can only go one at a time.
I gotta go one at a time.
Well, go ahead.
Unfortunately,
Go ahead one at a time.
All right.
We'll remember some of the guesses we put out there. How about the naked lady silhouette?
The naked lady silhouette is not on what I see thus far.
How about any sort of political bumper sticker?
They
Whether
say
it
anything,
doesn't matter what side. But.
Yep, they say anything political on it.
there you
Uh-huh. Another one on here, and they say you may be a jerk. I just think they're ridiculous, is those big eyelashes that you put on your headlights.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think it's funny.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, this is according to MSN. You might be a jerk if you have one of these on your car. Also, this one's not necessarily decoration, but something that you can do to your horn if your horn has a tune on it, like La Cucaracha or the Dukes of Hazzard theme.
How's that go, Greek? Perfect.
Is that how it
goes? Dead on.
Wow.
I didn't even play it. I didn't even have to get it and play it.
I didn't even get there yet. They said any kind of loud exhaust modifications, you might be a jerk, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This one is funny. The Calvin decal where he's peeing on something.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about from the comic books?
You've seen them.
Yeah.
I know you know it. You've seen them.
According to MSN?
You know, Calvin and Hobbes, the cartoon.
Oh,
it's Calvin's usually peeing on
anything.
whatever football team you don't like, or whatever Ford, Chevy, that battle.
Anything that says middle fingers or profanity on your car, any kind of decal, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have on here as well, if there's anything you want to add on there.
90% of our audience.
Yeah.
98.
This person claims any kind of giant flag on your vehicle. You might be. And I know a lot of people represent their flags during a game, too. You have the little flag, and they're not giant, but they say giant flags on your car. You might be a jerk if you have your social media tag on your car where people can seek you out on social media. I don't know if I see that often, unless it's a business, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the only time I ever really noticed that people put their own personal ones up. I've never seen. I don't know if I've seen that.
I guess so. Yeah. This one I disagree with, because you're letting people know. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be a jerk in general, and you shouldn't be riding anybody's ass, but the baby on board signs, they say you might be a jerk if you have a baby on board side, according to this MSN list.
I don't know about a jerk. How about that? Those really super loud train horns now that you can get. Anybody?
No, I'm with you. My husband wanted to put one of those on his truck. He even bought the modifications for that, and I said, don't you dare.
They're brutal.
And of course, all his guy friends were like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, don't you dare do it.
I was that guy.
Oh, my God. I was like, don't. I mean, he already has enough rage when he's in his car. Giant LED light bars. You might be a jerk if you have that. Jimmy, you said anything political. That was the next thing on the list. What else do you think?
You said anything giving anybody the number one.
Mud flaps.
Yeah, that's on there. Mud flaps didn't make the list.
How about those? I mean, is this? I see videos of it every now and then. People still do those modifications, like you would kind of picture. I picture in Los Angeles where the guys are the low riders, and then they go and they bumping up and down. I don't know if I've ever seen one in real life, but I see them in videos. I'm like, people still do that.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them in our area. I have. I've seen them.
Really?
I've seen them on 45th Street.
Really?
I've seen them downtown West Palm.
No kidding.
Late night. It's been a bit, but I bet you still happens. Cruising down Clematis Street.
Yeah. By the clubs.
Yep.
Here's one. Those super bright headlights now
Yes.
that people have on. Oh, it is brutal on 95. Well, anywhere, I guess. Doesn't have to just be 95. I just seem to see them on there all the time now.
Well, what do you think? What do you think on here? Some people have said like the stick figure family. I don't think that's jerky, but you see a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have like your dog or whatever it is, how many kids you have.
There's some of those that can be quite profane too.
That's true.
I mean, they make certain ones depending on how you want to, because it kind of can go down a political theme as well.
It seems like it's died out, and years ago it seemed more prevalent where people would put their teams on their car, like stickers. Dallas Cowboys, stuff like that.
Any sort of decal.
Yeah, I don't see those.
I got a decal in my car.
Says George Bullis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't notice them a lot anymore like I once did.
The phony bullet hole stickers somebody put on there.
Yeah.
Fake chrome spinning hubcaps.
Mm-hmm. I've seen some of the lights that people put on the inside of their rims.
Yeah.
And I think they look kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the antenna toppers, somebody said.
Mm-hmm. And some cars have like those neon lights on the bottom of the frame
Mm-hmm.
of the car.
Sure, yeah.
You see that and it lights up. I think that's illegal. I think a cop was telling me that.
It depends on the color.
Yeah.
So blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they snag my parents did it to their car a while ago. I mean, years and years, like 10 or 12 years ago or something like that. First time a cop saw it, pulled him over, said you can't have that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah. Blue.
Yep. Now, the other colors, like if you want a green,
pink.
I guess red is, I don't know if red would be okay or not, because that's typically associated with the fire department. So I don't know if they would allow that or not, but some other colors apparently you can do. I've seen that with some of those rims, either white or I've seen blues and purples. I don't know if anybody bothers them or not.
That has to be distracting, though. When you're driving, if somebody's next to you and you're looking over.
With the spinning, it just, I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much.
Okay.
I think they look pretty neat.
They
They make those little, you can put little lights on your tire, where you put the air in, the cap.
Okay.
So, and they light up at night. So when they're spinning, obviously it kind of has a neat little effect to them. But that might bother some people too.
Oh, of course. I mean, anything you
depending on how bright they are.
Yeah,
sure. If they're
I
super
saw a cool
bright.
thing that I wanted to get, and you can get it for any of your teams, but you put it on. I think you put it on your door itself. I have to see exactly how it is.
Right.
But when you open it up, when you open up your door,
on the floor, right? The reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have that in a lot of cars. I've seen that with a lot of people, but I've never seen a team one.
Is that finish? Because I think you're.
No, it's like a projecting. It's like it comes from a light that projects on the ground.
Okay, it is
right?
a light.
It is.
That's what I wanted to hear you say.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a light that projects on the ground, and like you can have whatever team logo, symbol, whatever you want in there. I'm sure they have Batman if you want, but yeah, when you open up the door, it'll have like a big G. Let's just say
that's the one that I saw, and it was the I think it was a Mercedes, so it had the Benz logo.
Yeah, you can do
or
that.
You could have your car, if you've got a Rolls or something.
Yep.
I don't know if we're going to do that for a Volkswagen, but
you can,
hey, if you want to, go ahead.
If you want.
Maybe. I know you can find them on Amazon. I'm sure they do probably every make.
Yeah, they're not expensive. I saw one time. I think they're like $35.
Have you seen what it actually is? I've only seen the projection, so I don't know what the actual device is. Is it some sort of battery powered?
I would assume so. That it has to be battery powered
on the other side of the door.
Yeah, I would assume, but I can definitely check it out because I know that my sister had sent me a link and I didn't really dive into it, but I saw what it was and what it's supposed to do. I just didn't know exactly how it was done. So
yeah, you can purchase it. It's very inexpensive.
Projector for car door.
Yeah, they have them like on all the high end cars. Have them. When you open up the door, it just pops out the logo.
Have you seen, and I'm sure Reels has it too, and I've seen them on TikTok where there's that really elegant girl that always does those, usually it's a high-end car like a Mercedes or a Bentley, and she like runs her fingers over the emblem.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And she, the lapel type of microphone, so she's holding it and she'll go, Bentley. You know,
really?
that type of thing,
I never
right?
seen that.
And then somebody stitches it where they've got like a Volkswagen, right? I'm crushing Volkswagen today. I don't mean to, but some lower end car. Somebody did it with like a John Deere tractor, same type of thing, and they stitched the video where they're doing the same thing that she does each time.
Cool.
Like she opens the door and she goes, Bentley, and then people do that. John Deere.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things you can get for your car. I mean, that they have. Like you said, lights, different stuff, inside, outside. People love them.
Yeah, these are ran by batteries, powered by AAA batteries. LED projector lights.
Okay.
That you don't have to screw in or anything. You just kind of find a place to stick them on your car door.
And they're not expensive, right?
No, I mean, it depends. They range. I mean, what I'm looking at right now is $15.99 for a set, but then there's some that are more expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not bad. It is the Penthouse.
They got one for a Kia.
I'm sure they do. They have
everyone.
They have every make over here so far, and then you can get like a Ghostbusters one. You can get Hello Kitty. You can get team ones. They make them for everything.
Hello Kitty.
They got Darth Vader. Yeah.
Hello Kitty would be pretty cool. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Earlier today, we gave away Creed tickets. Somebody was walking away with tickets to go see Creed. That's going to be a great show. Every day we have a giveaway for you guys because we appreciate you listening all the time. Hope we're entertaining you. And secondly, we appreciate when you support our sponsors. It is the Penthouse on a Halloween day, Trick and My Treat. Franny, what are the Florida stories?
Yeah, we have a guy in a Halloween costume that got busted during Fantasy Fest. What was it for? I'll let you know. Then we have what they're considering a dead zone, one of the most haunted highways in the United States of America. And then I will also let you know what got a guy arrested during a traffic stop. Plus more coming your way in your Weather Florida on Real Radio 92.1.
Introducing the latest way to hear the greatest station in the world. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Yeah, it might be fall, and some people are all about pumpkin spice and dead leaves. But we know all you care about is football season.
That's why Real Radio wants to hook you up with $1,000 in Red Zone revenue.
Go to an away game, buy some new jerseys, or gamble it all away.
I like this kind of party!
We don't care what you do with it.
We've got 13 shots per day to score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Listen for the keyword, then enter it at realradio921.com, and you could score $1,000.
Score $1,000 in Red Zone revenue. Good luck from Real Radio.
Red Zone revenue is sponsored by Filter by HVAC Solutions, residential HVAC and indoor air quality services for every AC need. Now offering free emergency service for Real Radio listeners. Dial pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. You'll receive a one-time auto dialed text message. That's pound 250, keyword stay cool.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Drive along our Palm Beach expressways problem-free. Our drive times are up to speed on 95. We're not seeing any major delays on the turnpike. Make sure you slow down for bicycles on the ride today. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Escape with the best stories of the year on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
This is the lunch rush at your local deli. Orders are flying in. Online, on the phone, and in person.
Order for Nick.
So is it possible that fast internet could help your business outrun the rush? It is with Comcast Business. Up-leveling your speed with gig speed Wi-Fi, powering all your devices, and fast downloads and uploads, powered by the next generation 10G network. With Comcast Business, next level speed isn't just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig speed and compatible router.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Chris Brockman here from The Rich Eisen Show. And do you want even more excitement on game day? Yeah, you do. It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players. You choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and it's easy to make your picks with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals. Prize Picks is the place to play. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on the second half and fourth quarter stats. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/primetime, use code PRIMETIME for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeartRadio app. It's commercial-free Halloween radio. Plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
When do you become a man? What age? I always thought it was 18. If you could be sent off to war, then you're a man. And if not, you'll become one really quick.
I Googled what age does a boy become a man. It says when he decides to.
Oh, when he identifies as a man. I now am a man. I am now identifying as man.
It's a matter of choice.
Yes, everybody take note.
I wonder if you would have Googled that 5 years ago, if you would have gotten the same answer.
So I'm assuming it's the same for women?
Let's see. At what age does a girl become a woman? I guess 18.
As soon as they're old enough to put out.
Lex and Terry, weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword deposit at realradio921.com. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Hey, this is Granny. Rick, you know, I may not be a vampire, but I sure do know how to suck. Honey.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're in the Penthouse on a Halloween day, trick or treat, or as Monroe's had it this weekend, strip or treat, a big favorite at most people's homes. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And good afternoon, Francis.
Hello and good afternoon.
And it is time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida. Did you say Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So, a suspected case of road rage took an unexpected turn when the victim proved to be a pretty cool-headed state trooper. This happened this past Sunday. They said just around 4 o'clock, Polk Parkway, Lakeland area. Trooper was off duty, hanging out with his family. And this was according to the Highway Patrol news release. They said they were caught in slow-moving traffic, and a driver in a red Chevy pickup truck became agitated. And for some reason, focused his attention on the trooper's vehicle with his family, even though everybody was in slow-moving traffic. As traffic cleared, the suspect drove alongside the trooper's vehicle, speeding up, slowing down, yelling, giving him the number one, all kinds of hand gestures.
Not good.
No. The trooper ignored it the best he could. I'm sure it's pretty tough, especially if you got the family in the car with you, right? However, when the suspect decided to slow down again and display a firearm, that's when he had enough.
Now you're breaking the law.
Eventually pointing the weapon at the trooper. Well, he reported the encounter to the FHP, and a search was launched. They said they were able to find the vehicle. It was a 32-year-old named Matthew Timothy Ryder, and they got to his home in Auburndale. They said that he was arrested, and at the time that they did, troopers located 5 more different firearms, and he has been charged with 3 counts, each of unlawful display of a weapon and aggravated assault with a weapon. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. Doesn't matter if it's a trooper or anybody else. Just not worth it.
Never is.
And then next up in your What the Florida, if you want to drive on a spooky highway, they say I-4 is one of the most haunted roads in the U.S. This was featured on RV Trader. Claim is the Sanford. They said this was the I-4 in Sanford connects Tampa to Daytona Beach. Specifically is what they're talking about. There's a historian named Charlie Carlson, and he wrote Weird Florida. So this quarter-mile stretch is known as the Dead Zone, and a big reason is because it is along the southern part of the interstate bridge across the St. Johns River. Well, there used to be, or is, they say, it was built over grave plots, according to them. And not just that, people say that they see all kinds of things. Orbs floating across the highway, apparitions on the side of the road of hitchhikers, phantom trucks, you name it. People have claimed that they've seen this on that stretch. They said not just, what happened there. I guess that whole plot was because back in the day, there was a yellow fever that killed some immigrants, German immigrants. And with the only priest being away in Tampa at the time, he later succumbed to yellow fever himself. The bodies were buried in the woods with no last rites. So they say that they're still around haunting because they're kind of in that purgatory. But yeah, according to that, those are just some of the few mysteries that they have. There's a whole article here in his story that claims there's a lot of weird things that have happened on that road. So if you've ever seen anything, I'm curious. that stretch on I-4.
It's got to freak you out if you're driving.
Yeah. And then...
I wouldn't go back. I think that's it. I'm not going that road
What if
again.
that's the only way? What if it's the only way to where you got to go? I'm just kidding. There's always back roads. But what if it's the fastest way?
You're screwed.
You're never going to be in the Sanford area anyways, we know. And then...
Where the hell is this?
Exactly.
North.
Oh, how about that?
I'm going south.
It's next to Belle Glade.
Next to Belle Glade.
And then, yes, a Florida man in a banana costume.
What?
I know. We love a good banana costume here.
Who doesn't?
Right. G-Man loves himself a banana maggot. But yeah, so this guy was having himself a good old time Fantasy Fest in Key West, which just ended this past weekend. 20-year-old goes to UM. Well, he decided he had to take a leak. And instead of using the porta potties that were all around him, they said, they were like right across the street. There was a whole row of porta potties. He was like, nah, I'm on the sidewalk. I'm just going to use this wall instead.
It's all about the pee.
I guess so. So Kyle Mortimer decided to use the wall on the sidewalk he was at instead of, and it must have been a pretty long pee because he was still going when the cops walked up to him. Still urinating.
Probably had a couple
Then all of a sudden
beers.
he's like, crap. So,
pee.
So he starts taking off running. But the best part is that he's running in a zigzag pattern to make it harder to catch him. Now, I've never heard that with cops. I have heard you do that if an alligator's chasing you.
Yeah, give it a shot. See how it
Or
works
if somebody's
for you.
shooting at you. It's good to zigzag.
Well,
All right, there you
go.
go. So he's zigzagging in a banana costume. Another cop managed to grab him by the peel, apparently. And I love it. They say he twisted away, but they eventually got him into custody, and now he's facing charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. And yes, of course, he was still in the banana costume when they took his mugshot. And that is your What the Florida.
Way to stay in character. It is the Penthouse. We do Florida stories at 11:05, 105. You guys give them to us. We give them back to you, and we rock and roll.
You ever see this video? So last segment, Franny was talking about things that could be on a person's car or truck that makes them a jerk, right? So I don't know if you can see this video from where you're sitting there, Franny, but I've seen this video. This could either be a jerk or probably to one of the funniest guys in the world. So it's a guy with a pickup truck, and he's got a skeleton. It's about maybe 2.5 feet tall, and it's sitting on the bed, on the rail of the backside of his truck on the bed itself, right?
Okay.
And it's kind of facing back towards the cars behind him. He's got a sign next to it. It says, honk for a treat. And what happens is if you come up behind him and you honk your horn,
Get some candy?
he's got a little water tube or something that kind of makes it look like he's shooting out of his pelvis areas, like he's taking a pee on your car. The skeleton.
I was like, oh, you get candy?
I've seen that video go around. We were talking about that, and our buddy Evan sent that video to me to remind me of it. But that's a pretty funny video if you ever see
By
it
the
on
way,
social
I
media.
really need to be more careful because talk about getting put into sex trafficking. I'd be like,
What?
oh, he's got candy. You walk up to the truck and then you get yanked in.
Yeah. Franny would actually go up to your truck. So that's terrible.
honk for a treat. I'm like, oh, cool, he's got candy.
Ooh, Reese's. I got the big ones.
See, to me, that's funny. It is. I think it's funny. But some people because people do that all the time. They'll have like a foot hanging out of their trunk or something like that.
Yeah. The
I've seen
wigs.
that.
But you had a What the Florida story, wasn't it? About there was a
woman.
wig that they had in they
They thought
actually
it was
called
a
the
body,
cops.
yeah. And the cop goes to her house, and they have the body cam footage of him be like, "Ma'am," he was like, "Do you know like some people are calling because you have?" She's like, "Oh my God, that's my wig!" And she goes running out to her car. Yeah, but
that was unintentional, but we've seen ones where they are the witch's legs
Yeah.
that hang out the back. So.
absolutely. Even during the holidays, Christmas, they make their cars
Elves.
look like or reindeers and stuff. Rudolph.
Yeah, you see stuff like that. And it's noticeable.
Yeah, want to play a little game?
Yeah, why not?
All right, I got a little game here. We've done something similar to this in the past, where we come up with rapid fire answers to a couple questions I have here. I have 10 that we can do with Greek, 10 that we can do with Franny, and since I'm doing it, I can't really do it myself, so I'll save myself the embarrassment. But I thought we'll run through this rapid fire answers. That's what it is, right? Rapid fire. We'll see how many we can come up with, and it's all stuff like something that starts with a letter type thing. That's what they all are, right?
Okay.
So we'll start with let's get a little music going here. Got to have a little music to go with it. There's no there's wrong answers, but there's no specific right answer like this one. Do you want to start, Franny?
Okay, so
We'll
we're
start
not
with
competing
10.
against each other.
Yeah, we'll do it that way, right?
Okay,
I'll do 10 for you and then 10 for Greek.
I thought we
Is
would
that
just
good?
shout out like right away, one of us and whoever got in first kind of situation.
Yeah, we'll do. You get 10, he
Okay,
gets 10. All
okay.
right. All right, so Franny, we'll start with you. We got name a book that starts with the letter K.
I can't. I'm thinking it's To Kill a Mockingbird, but I can't think of anything. No, because that starts with a T.
Name a car brand that starts with the letter L.
The car brand, Lamborghini.
Name a flower that starts with the letter M.
Marigold.
Name a superhero that starts with the letter N.
I don't know.
Name a beverage that starts with the letter O.
Orange juice.
Name a planet that starts with the letter P.
Pluto.
Name a clothing item that starts with the letter Q.
I pass.
Name a famous landmark that starts with the letter R.
Rushmore?
Name a board game that starts with the letter S.
Sorry.
Name a type of weather that starts with the letter T.
Thunderstorms.
There you go. So that's how we play a little bit of rapid
That
fire.
makes me sweat.
Hey, that was hard.
Even though I'm already sweating.
Again, no, I mean,
How many did you get right?
Unless you say like a beverage that starts with the letter O and you say soda. I mean, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But otherwise, now you had.
I passed when there's two. I couldn't find it.
By the way, the K was okay. That I think that would have been acceptable.
Really?
There's no real rules here because the book that they gave as an example is King Arthur.
Oh, okay.
So-
But mine would have been right because it's, mine would have been right.
What was it? You said?
I was thinking To Kill a Mockingbird, but I said kill.
Oh,
that would have been
okay.
incorrect.
Lamborghini. You got the letter M. I forget what the flower was, but it was an M.
She had that.
Marigold. Yep. Superhero. You got stuck there.
I couldn't
right?
figure out.
Yeah.
What did they give you?
Nightcrawler is one
I
that's
never
on
would have
here.
gotten there.
Let's see. A superhero that starts with the letter N.
What about a Ninja Turtle? Would that
There you go.
count?
Oh, sure, good enough.
All right.
Close enough because.
But now, I mean, it doesn't count now. But
Yep, no, that's all right. Just
Okay.
going through them. You had orange juice. That's the example
Yeah.
they gave. Pluto is to what
Uh-huh.
they gave here as an example for. That's the
Q.
only one, right?
Q, I couldn't think of anything.
Quilted jacket, and that's why I
Oh,
said if
that's
you
tough.
want to, and Q's a tough one,
Yeah.
right? R, you hit that. Well, you said Rushmore.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
I'd say that would work for me. Board game that starts with the letter S, would you say?
Sorry.
Sorry. And, of course, the type of weather that starts with a T was thunderstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we were just saying. I don't know. I just thought we'd mess around here, play
Okay.
a little rapid fire. You want to do 10, Greek?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
T should be interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
You got
So,
this.
Yeah, you're spelling business with one B. All right. Name an animal that starts with the letter A.
Ant.
Name a fruit that starts with the letter B.
Banana.
Name a country that starts with the letter C.
California.
Name a profession that starts with the letter D.
I didn't hear that with D. I didn't hear
Name a profession that starts with the letter D.
Dennis.
Name a color that starts with the letter E.
E. Color. Pass.
Name a musical instrument that starts with the letter F.
Flute.
Name a sport that starts with the letter G.
Gee, sport. I'm going to pass.
Name a movie that starts with the letter H.
Hell's Angels.
Name a food that starts with the letter I.
A fruit?
A food.
Oh, food with I. Indian food?
Name a city that starts with the letter J.
J. Jonestown?
Works. That works. That works. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Jonestown. I thought you might go with Jupiter on that one since it's close by, right? That was one that I thought of quick with that. But
C,
yeah, so
Columbia.
a little bit of rapid fire. Yeah. Name a country that starts with the letter
California.
C. California.
That made me giggle.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was
That was
fun.
good.
Yeah.
One I'm
nailed
surprised
it.
you didn't get was golf for G.
You're
Yeah.
right.
I know. I thought you would have gotten it.
That's the one that
Yeah.
that's the one they give here as an example.
Yep.
A movie that starts with the letter H. You answered that, right?
I said Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a movie?
It is a
I think
movie.
so. Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
thought
is.
so.
It is.
I didn't blink at that. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the
Okay.
one that they
Good.
used. They used ice cream for the letter I.
I thought you would have said ice cream
food.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
It's
and-
fun when you're on the spot like that. Sometimes like
it is.
It
is.
See, I don't think of ice cream. Wasn't it food?
Yeah.
I don't think of that as a food.
What do you
Yeah.
think ice cream is?
Dessert?
Dessert is food.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's Greek
Your
logic.
mind.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking like steak, pasta.
Yeah, they're
like
all
weenie.
food. Dessert, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah, how
It's
come-
all
And
food.
how come ice cream?
Appetizers.
How come ice cream's on the dessert menu?
Dessert is food. Does it say when you order a steak, it goes food?
Yes.
No, it
Yes,
says
it does.
entrees or steak.
It says entree.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
You're
ice
so
cream
pretty.
is on the dessert side.
Name a food that starts with the letter E. Entree.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's on the dessert side, not on the food side.
That's why. That's why. There it is.
I bet you if we called Food Network right now, they would say I was correct.
I bet you they would not. Like by 100%, I bet you they would not.
Google it. Is ice cream a food? I say it's the dessert.
Dessert is food. Desserts are food unless it's a liquid, unless it's a beverage dessert.
I don't know, because when you go get ice cream,
Oh my God.
like if you go to ice cream shop, they don't have food, they just have ice cream.
All right, let's put this on you guys. 5 text messages. The first was to come in. Well, I don't care. Majority rules. Is ice cream a food? Are desserts food? Please let us know. 47142 started off with Real Radio.
Just an opinion.
But you just said that if Food Network would say it was.
Well, do you know anybody at Food Network?
I do, actually.
All right, let's call.
All right.
Can you give me a date with that hot chick?
No.
How do you know? How do you know, Franny? You didn't even ask. What kind of friend are you? I'd get you a date with anybody. I'd be like, come on, go out, Franny.
There's that whole married thing, but you know.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I meant if you weren't married, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
I don't believe in that. I don't know. I think ice cream is a dessert. I should call my buddy Nick Woods, who runs New York Prime. He would definitely be able to tell me.
Yes, and I believe he's going to say ice cream is food.
Or Buddha.
Yeah, call Buddha.
Oh, my goodness.
He would know. You getting any text messages?
Let me look. Not yet.
I love you,
They're like, this is such a dumb debate. I'm not even going to participate in this.
If you Google it, what would it say? If it said, is ice cream a food? I wonder what it would say.
Why don't you get a computer in front of you and you Google it?
I don't have one in front of me.
You do. It's your phone.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have my phone in here.
Is ice cream
a food?
A food. Ice cream is a food produced by freezing while stirring a pasteurized mix.
First few words, ice cream is a food is all you need to say.
Okay, done.
And then ice cream is a food. And this comes from the Food and Drug Administration.
What do they know?
So they're the ones.
Come on.
What does the FDA know about what a food is?
It's just a title.
Yeah,
somebody
my.
get paid off.
Oh my
It's
God.
an acronym.
Ice cream is considered a food. Ice cream is a food or is a frozen dessert that's considered a food.
How come ice cream's never in the same section as a steak? When
Because
you go to
that's
the
an entree or meat. It's not dessert.
How are you
Jesus,
single?
I don't know. This is so frustrating. Because he still thinks he's correct.
No, I don't. It's a show.
I don't. I'm yelling. No,
I know.
I don't think I'm right, Brandon.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. I knew.
Hello, Franny.
I knew it was a dessert.
I love he's like, why isn't it in the same section as the steaks?
I'm just asking. If it was like you see chicken next to steak.
You have one person who agrees with you, even though everything on the internet, ice cream is not everybody else's. If you eat it, it's a food. C, dessert is a food. Mingada. We already looked it up. FDA, everything else considers it a food. So.
FDA's a scam.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
Somebody says dessert is food, but not sure if Greek is real.
It's true.
Says, yo,
promise you,
ice
he's
cream
real.
is food. Greek's brain is mush. There you go. So,
True.
we got a lot of people texting in.
You guys making fun of me. It could be true. There could be something wrong with my brain. We'll find out.
Dessert is food, but not sure if Greek is real. We got another one of those too. This is fun.
I'm just saying, when you go to a restaurant, they have all the food listed, and then in the back they usually have menu of desserts. Like
G-Man,
pie.
they separate it like appetizers, entrees.
What?
They have desserts.
Is
They do
cheese stick
side dishes.
Is cheese sticks a food?
Yeah, because it's not
'Cause
under
it's not
where the
under
steaks are.
food.
Cheese sticks?
Yeah.
I never seen that. What are cheese sticks?
Oh my God. Just one more segment.
Hurry
Just
up,
one
ladies.
more segment.
Hurry up.
You really hurt my feelings today on Halloween. I knew you were getting a prize at the end, and it's that the show's over.
Yeah, show's over.
Somebody said, Greek, send me $20 and I'll tell you that you're right.
Wow, bad negotiating. I would have gave you 100.
200.
All right, I just, it's just an opinion. Don't have to get beat up about it. It's okay.
It's not opinion. You thought it was facts.
There isn't anything that's facts that can't be bought into a false statement.
Boy, you should run for office.
I think I would win.
That's truthful.
I think I would win. You want a bridge? 10 grand. You don't want the bridge? 11 grand. Just like that. We try to make
There
everybody
ain't no
happy.
facts that can't be bought with money. You belong in the media.
That's right. Meet me 8 o'clock in the morning. You got your best chance of getting a yes. As the day goes on, the price goes up.
Sounds about right.
It is the Penthouse.
Hey, you want to hear about this knucklehead?
Sure.
Dude in Pennsylvania robbed a bank, right? So, you know what the twist is on this one? His grandmother was in the car waiting for him.
Did she know?
Grammy, can we stop for a minute? I got to do something. No, she didn't. She had no idea. A guy pulls up, goes into the bank, robs it, comes out.
How scary is that?
Hops into the car, goes to take off, right? Didn't say how much money he got, but they gave him money. He's going down, and the police arrested both of them because they didn't know whether
they thought she was accomplice
Yeah.
to the crime.
But God forbid if somebody took a shot at him.
I'm with
she
you.
got an innocent woman.
You're putting her in a terrible situation. What a bad grandson.
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, they end up. Thankfully, I mean, it worked out to where nobody got hurt. They soon realized after they arrested both of them, they were able to find out that obviously she had nothing to do with it. So they let her, she was like 90 years old too. I mean, you know,
That's
it
sad.
wasn't something that was bad. And they took both, and of course, he was charged with robbery, theft, and receiving stolen property. But how about that? There's your knucklehead of the day.
I thought when you first I saw this story, like she went in with him, and maybe it didn't look like suspicious.
Because that was the headline to it, right? You know, almost guy robs a bank with grandmother type thing, and then come to find out she had no clue what's going on. She's in the car. He goes in, does that, and takes off, and they both get busted.
Because if you saw somebody walk in a bank with an older woman or man, you would feel safe. Like it's your grandmother, maybe making a deposit. You know what I mean? Going in for them or checking, maybe getting her check for them.
She was in the car, though.
No, I know. I'm saying when I first saw it, that's what I thought.
Right, okay, right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
But
what
then
you're
the
saying.
car, the cops chasing them.
Yeah.
That's terrible. No Halloween for him.
No, that's a What the Pennsylvania story.
And make sure he finds out that ice cream's not a dessert.
It is a food.
Anything else on your text line? I know you went to the mattresses with that because you believe you're right, but it's fine. I'm going to just stick with my stuff. In Greekland, everything can be right, even if it's wrong. It is the Penthouse. We'll be back.
Now, that's the first honest thing he's said in years. In Greekland, anything can be true.
There's some things I go to mattresses with. I just don't.
know.
I just
we're aware of it.
Yeah, we witnessed that.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I just believe it.
Actually, in a good way. This is a good thing, right?
Yeah, I hope.
Okay.
All right, we're coming back with the trifecta. Franny's only got one more segment left. Will she make it? Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing a
One
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
No troubles along our Palm Beach expressways. Drive times are up to speed on the Turnpike. 95 moving along nicely. Clematis Street is shut down between Dixie and Olive through Friday. Use Banyan Boulevard as your alternate. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text HAPPY to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
A farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults. Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The News Junkie is brought to you by Gordon and Partners. ForTheInjured.com. 561-333-3333.
Hayes the Greek for Filter by HVAC Solutions. We made it through the summer and it was very hot, but guess what? Your air conditioner is likely overworked, tired. It's important to make sure it's properly serviced and maintained. Take care of it before it happens that there's a big problem or an emergency. And if there's an emergency, we can all agree if your air conditioner is not working, it is an emergency. Pound 250 and say keyword stay cool. Pound 250 and say keyword stay cool. Filter by HVACsolutions.com. Go to our website. Over 70,000 five-star reviews. You will receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart. If you have a problem with your air conditioning or you want to make sure it's working properly, there's only one place to call. Filter by HVAC Solutions. It's football season, and if your team doesn't score, you get hot under the collar. You can't afford for your air conditioner not to work. Pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. Pound 250 and say the keyword stay cool. Filter by HVAC Solutions. They'll keep you cool every single day of the year. Peace.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk with Buzz Knight.
I'm Buzz Knight, and I host a podcast called Taking a Walk. I talk with musicians and industry insiders about their love of music. Listen to Taking a Walk on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
You hit the nail on the head, G-Man. Steer clear of any truck or car that's got a cowboy sticker on it, okay? They're advertising that they make bad decisions in life, so make sure, because they're probably not going to use a blinker either, all right? Little dig for you Cowboys fans heading into this game a little early on. Go Eagles. Peace.
You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
That's Jeremy, our pool guy, who is very much a Philadelphia Freedom guy. He loves the cheesesteaks, and they are taking on Dallas this week. That's going to be one of the marquee matchups, along with our Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. During the break, the debate continued. I was trying to convince Franny that dessert is a food. And she
Oh, my God.
She's going back, and she's like, great.
He went to management. He went over to Mo from Cool 105.5 Mornings, and he comes in, he was like, Mo agrees with me. And he was like, it is a dessert. And I was like, it is a dessert, but dessert's food. He was like, oh, I didn't ask him that. So he goes back in, and I was like, oh, my God. I can't. Even during the break, trying to get management on his side. And guess what? Nobody's on it. Everybody's like, it's a food.
I don't need them.
It's a food.
Don't need them to be on my side. I could care if they're on my side. They haven't been on my side
He
since
was
the day I walked in here.
Greg's like, it's your opinion. And I'm like, it's not opinion, but you keep on thinking whatever you want, G-Man.
Like, the world go round. Everybody has different thoughts.
All right. Screw facts.
I am a fact person on most things, but I do think ice cream is a dessert. I love it every time.
We understand that. Nobody's saying anything that it's not a dessert.
Okay.
But a lot of desserts are food.
Are foods. That's what I said.
Oh, my God. Can this be over? And I mean, there's just this conversation about this.
Oh, well, now you make me feel better.
Feel so much better.
Hey, what's up, baby? Last night there was hockey, there was baseball, there was NBA, and there was football. All in one night. Our Panthers were up in Boston. The Heaters were in Milwaukee. there was a football game on, Monday Night Football. Lions and Raiders, not a great game. Detroit ended up winning 26-14, and they covered. In baseball was the World Series Game 3. The Rangers won 3-1 over Arizona. That series is now 2-1. Our Miami Dolphins are in Germany this weekend. First game in Germany. They take on the Kansas City Chiefs. That should be an awesome game, probably the best matchup of the week, along with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. So expect two good games on Sunday. Georgia is number 1 in college football. Big game this week in the SEC. LSU and Alabama play this weekend. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State also play this weekend. Notre Dame is at Clemson. And Oregon takes on USC. Those are some of the marquee matchups. And our Gators, coming off a big loss, take on Arkansas at 12 o'clock. SEC game. They are favored by 7. Thank you, DraftKings. And that is your last trifecta on this beautiful holiday, Halloween day. A nice weather for us, by the way. A lot of places Franny was talking about today were supposed to get a big chill throughout the country.
Arctic blast, they were saying everywhere. In our country except for Florida.
Yep. So we're the only state.
Feeling it.
So if you know anybody in any other state, call them up this afternoon and go, "How's the weather, bitch?" That was Jimmy for the playback. Perfect. 877-927-6969. If you got a Halloween story or one of your favorite candies or a costume, let us know. If you ever want a contest for a Hollywood costume, let us know. If you think I'm right about ice cream being a dessert and not a food, let us know. I'm going to take this debate to the mattresses. I'm going to ask a lot of guys I know in the restaurant industry and see what they say this afternoon. I will text you and let you know, Franny. I know you're concerned. But we will. There'll be a block.
Waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, new phone, who dis is what I'm going to respond back.
Just block me. You just block me. I had a beautiful text written out to you last night, but I was going to call
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you? What about what? What was it going to be about?
Dear Franny.
But I'm better in person than I am. And it also applies for Jimmy about how lucky I am to work with you guys. And
oh, my goodness.
I'm serious.
I believe that.
I did
but
say-
I don't believe that you had a text that you were about to send.
I was, but I didn't. I sent it to Johnny C. because he'd stopped in. I thought about Matthew Perry, who passed away, and working with people for a long, long time. I'm dead serious. And it really is... it's lucky when you have people in your life that you get along with and that you like and you get paid for doing what you do. And I mean that serious. This is no joke. But I did have the text written out. And I said, nah.
She don't deserve it. Delete.
It was too late.
Yeah,
I thought it was inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he had typed. D.
Yep. Just a K, actually.
K.
Delete it.
I said... I can tell you what I wrote Johnny, and I said it because Johnny stood in with us on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Took this segment with us, and it just brought back some feelings for Johnny when my dad passed, because it was a Friday afternoon, and Johnny did the show. We had some conversations then that night. Unfortunately, my dad passed. I never forgot that. You were with us. I think we were at the Drunken Goats years ago. And then Saturday he came in, and Johnny never steps in. He just stepped in this Saturday because Joe was out, and we had the Gator game, and we were talking about the Gators. And then Matthew Perry, like I said, passed that night. And, the things he talked about and the things I saw on social media, when you're working with something, they worked together for 10 years, obviously, and us longer.
We talk about that, too, from, certain celebrities that kind of, even though you don't know them at all, whether it's a celebrity on TV or movies or sports or whatever, somebody that you look up to and it's in that spotlight when they pass away. I mean, you don't know them personally and, how they can affect you, And I got to admit, that when I first saw that, I thought, well, first, I was telling you off air. Yeah. When I first saw it, I think it was, Saturday night. It was late Saturday night when I first saw some hint of it. And I thought it was one of those hoax things, like they've been killing off Morgan Freeman for years and years. And I just thought it was one of those. And next morning, I started to see a real news type of a headline that mentioned something about it. Even I saw Justin Trudeau had made a comment because they were childhood friends. And it was one of those. I mean, I stopped. I mean, I just stopped in my tracks type thing. And I don't know, maybe because he was young or, I mean, I liked the show. I wasn't like the biggest Friends fan of all time or anything, but I enjoyed it. I watched most of the shows. just, I don't know, maybe because of his age. Maybe it's just because we've been hearing about him recently.
Very,
So I don't
very
know. It's
sad.
something about it.
He's had it tough, and it all started in '97 from a jet ski accident where he got addicted to pain pills, and that's what happens a lot, and it's really, really unfortunate.
Brett Favre.
And so, you know, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And then he did have a problem with illegal drugs, prescription drugs too, but. He even said, I don't know if it was in the book that he came out with or whatever, but I did read like a quote he mentioned, and I want to say it came from his book, but saying that if he, something did happen in his past, that people would be shocked but not surprised.
Yes, I saw that yesterday. It goes right through you.
Yeah.
When you said that. He said that in his book. And again, when his book came out last year, a good friend of mine read it and had it and sent me like a lot of different, parts of it, not the book, but some of the stuff he went through was like, nobody really knew.
Mm-hmm. They said for a long time, even the cast of Friends didn't know that he had
Jennifer
such an
Aniston
issue.
was the first one who came into his trailer and said, we smell drinking, and and he was great. He said, I saw an interview. He goes, you know what? They were like penguins. When one was down, we all stuck together and made sure the other one couldn't, until they were able to walk, would stand together. And they just said, it was the analogy used, how close they were. But I mean, it was just a tragedy. But for me, like I said, working out long together.
Do you mind if I ask, because you just brought it up there, so you knew enough about the book. I don't know his history that way. Obviously, I knew he had some trouble with narcotics and alcohol, but it stems from an accident.
Yeah, it stems
so
from,
it's
they're
not
saying,
like the typical Hollywood, kind of fell off.
They're saying when it came to drugs and prescription drugs, it came from the opioids, the pain pills that he was prescribed
And they can do
after
sure.
a jet skiing accident. But you mentioned that, like, right, we feel affected by this, and there was actually an article that I read, and specifically because of the death of Matthew Perry. But yeah, if it hits you harder than you expected, you're not alone, because social media was filled with people expressing their heartbreak over the loss of a person that they've never even met, for the majority, right? So they say that. They said, while a relationship with celebrities are different from the ones we have with people, obviously, in our lives, experts say that we do grieve and can grieve for a stranger. Mourning the death of a celebrity we've admired is just as important as any other death, and this is according to a therapist. She said, because we bond to celebrities at a distance, right? We have tendencies to immortalize them through nostalgic life experiences, and they point out that just because you may have never met them in person doesn't make your grief about their loss invalid. She notes that celebrities become part of our lives, and when they die, a little part of us dies too. They're almost like when a famous celebrity dies, it brings home the reality that no one can escape death.
Nope.
So it hits,
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I think also what that shows, because it's still on every day. I mean, it ended in 2004, it's 2023, and it's still on every single day. I mean, that's what a lot of my friends were saying. Like, I watch it at night. If there's not, I'll flip through the channels, it's on, I stop and I watch it. And I think also in the last year, because his book came out and the stories that he told.
Yeah, it's been in the news lately, I mean, that name's been there in the book.
And the struggles he had, and he was opening up a clinic. We talked about, you and I off the air.
I thought he, I thought
Ford.
at this point, if you were to ask me, I would have thought that he was clean. I know he did a bunch of the tour of the interviews, the daytime interviews when his book came out, and he seemed to be clean and sober. We don't know, I guess, yet.
No,
we still don't know
we
if
don't have
that was the cause, but considering where he was.
He was on prescription medication that, of course, with anything, even if that prescribed to him, if you take enough of it,
he had
if you don't take with the doses. But I mean, I did even read today, I mean, it's a sad situation, but they're saying that they were probably just a few minutes away from probably being able to save his life.
Yeah, they said he wasn't in the water long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, which is sad.
But so young. That's these ages that we're seeing these celebrities pass away in their 40s and 50s, young 50s like this, and it just, I don't know, just hits you a little bit more, I think, than, Betty White that was 95, and God rest her soul, too. I don't mean anything ill will, obviously, towards Betty White, but, you see something like that, a little bit more natural cause, and
but there is,
you're not supposed to die when you're 54.
Some people are wondering, just because of his life he led and, just playing pickleball. And they said that he left, like he ended his game early because he was exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So he went home, relaxed in the hot tub. And they're saying maybe if he had a heart condition from being on the court to jumping into that heat, it's something. So I guess we'll find out, right, with the toxicology, the autopsy, if it was any kind of cardiac arrest. But I know people close to me, all these people are like, it's pound 250. You can go, like, spell it out. pound250.com, or you can actually do pound, like what you would call
the hashtag sign,
yeah, I know there's another name for it. I can't think of it right now. 250 on your phone, and there is an option. There's a place down south. I know it's Deerfield, and another place that does free heart scans.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So you can. I actually I did that the other day. Actually, after his passing. And I did that the other day and made an appointment at the Deerfield location. But it's a lot of times things that they don't do when you go for your physical every year. So if that's something you're concerned about, but yeah, that's pound 250. So I would definitely check that out.
Yeah, he definitely had some issues, obviously, and maybe he could have just, God forbid, had a heart attack in the pool and the jacuzzi. But they do say a lot of times you have a heart condition, you shouldn't get into, big changes with the water because it could affect you. Maybe
or just temperature, right? You get sauna, same type thing with a sauna or a hot tub or anything like that, yeah.
And a lot of times now, like the big thing, and it does have a lot of health benefits. It really does, where people do the sauna to the ice bath.
Yeah.
And you see it all the time. But
the ice bath always, I was always shocked about because you would think your body, some of those are.
I haven't done one, but they say that there are pretty crazy health benefits to it. So I don't really know.
I like
haven't
cold pools. That's the only thing I've ever done, but I never got into an ice bath because you got to feel like that's got to be like.
It was like a challenge that was going around sometime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For a little bit there.
Yeah, people would do it. And it could affect you.
Those ice water challenges or whatever they are.
By the way, with that pound 250, when you do it, when it queues you up, you got to, because there's all kinds of business on there, you say free heart scan, and that's what will send you to the right direction.
Great. That's a great message.
Yep.
Again, you can never be too safe with your health. If you don't get physicals, you should definitely go. That's the first step. But I have a lot of my friends, years and years. I talked about a friend I lost to leukemia. He didn't go to a doctor in 20 years. Never went. And then one day he really felt sick, went to a doctor, he had leukemia. Maybe if he went earlier, he could have been saved.
It's possible.
Blood test shows a lot of different things.
Plausible anyway.
Yeah. Not everything, but it does help if you do it. And it is a stereotype, but it is true. It seems men are more, that they don't go to doctors as much. And only unless something's really bothering them, then they say, okay, I'm going to go. But, your health is the most important thing. You should get it checked out for yourself and for the people who love you and care about you. And again, this is just a sad, sad situation that this happened. They did release a statement, the 5 friends together. I saw that last night. And they said there'd be more to come, and they're just in shock.
They just wanted to put out a basic message.
Because people were giving them crap.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it because everybody's so negative. Like, how come they haven't
Really?
come out and said anything? Social media is brutal, because I know Salma Hayek came out with a statement, and then people were like, oh, you're more of a woman than Jennifer Aniston and Courtney.
Oh, I didn't
and they
see
were
that.
like, people need some time to grieve sometimes. Sometimes they're not ready to talk. I mean, everybody does stuff at their own pace.
Yeah, and they want to
handle
do it together.
handle things differently.
Yeah, I think what they did was right. There's no doubt about it.
I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I've kind of been away from the media a little bit the past couple days, but I didn't think anything of it. And I saw that same message this morning that they just put out something pretty basic that obviously he's a dear friend and more to come. And
family.
But right now we just want a little time.
And Franny's 100% right. Everybody has a different, your mindset when something like that happens. Yeah. And you don't know unless you go through it. What you feel the shock, despair, can't believe it, especially when it's somebody young, especially if you talk to somebody recently, or maybe the day before or a text message or whatever, and all of a sudden you've realized they're gone. So really the message of the day is to appreciate everybody when they're here and also to check on yourself and get to a doctor. And don't sit back and say, I'm okay. You feel something in your body that's not right, go check it out. Just like your car when a light goes on. You bring it into service. All right? And I still say ice cream's a dessert, but we're not going to fight.
It is a dessert. Nobody's saying it's not.
But it's not a food.
You're right. It is a dessert.
Jimmy, in many ways, thanks for coming back today.
Many ways.
Not all, but many.
Yes, in all the ways.
We were totally lost yesterday. Great job as always. And happy Halloween.
Boo. Thank you, Great. Thank you, Francis. A pleasure to be back. And thank you for listening.
Francis, congratulations on winning Best Costume of the Penthouse.
Thank you. What did I win?
The show's going to be over in a couple minutes.
Is that my prize?
That's your prize.
Got it.
You don't have to hear me or look at me. I'll send you a text later. Thank you for all your help with the text line and your passion that I really respect, whether you work out or get involved in radio. Anything you do, you have 100%. You went to the mattresses with this whole dessert thing.
Yeah.
And I was totally kidding because it was a show.
Getting involved with the radio. Nice.
Thank you for your help.
I think so. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you for the kind words. I can't even talk. Jimmy, thank you so much for coming back. And then, thank you for being there. And I hope you have a very fun and happy Halloween.
Stay safe.
Yes, absolutely. Stay safe out there. And G-Man, I know sometimes we have tricks, sometimes we have treats, but those parting words, those are pretty much a treat.
It is. Again, I just gave it to you. Stay healthy. Go get checked out. Be nice to everybody. Enjoy your holiday. Don't drink and drive tonight, please. I know there's a night that some people like to have parties. Don't drink and drive. And God bless everybody. And enjoy people while they're here. Peace.
Station that all the other radio stations listen to. You're welcome.